Jay Uso, huh? Well, that happened. We're the Top Rope Renegades, and this is This Week in Wrestling.
Quiet on set. Places, everybody. And action.
Oh, welcome into episode number 39. I am Kurt. That is RK. And boy, oh boy, do we have a bunch of stuff to get into. A day removed from Royal Rumble right here in my hometown of Indianapolis, Indiana. And what a crowd, what a show. Surprises, returns galore. We're going to dive into all of it. I had a couple cool experiences, and if my voice does go out at some point in this episode, I apologize. I was yeeting, I was wooing, and I was kind of almost crying a little bit. But we'll get into that when we get there.
You're doing what? Well,
I was yeeting. I was
what?
woo, woo. Yeah, I heard it scratch. I was also barking too when Braun Breaker came out. But yeah, how are you doing, RK? How's it going?
I am good, man. One day removed from the Rumble. Probably, well, we'll get
Yes.
to it, but a damn good Rumble. Yeah, man. Great week of wrestling. Great week of wrestling.
It was. It was a really good week of wrestling as a whole. As I said, I was live in attendance at the Royal Rumble, my first ever PLE event I've ever attended, like second or third WWE event I've actually been to, but nothing I think will compare to Royal Rumble unless I go to a WrestleMania. That's it. The Royal Rumble to me is sometimes better and bigger than WrestleMania season, But we do kick off WrestleMania season. The Elimination Chamber is up next for the WWE. Then, of course, the WrestleMania two-night event in Vegas. But it all kicked off with the Royal Rumble, which we will get into. We will break down. But we go in chronological order here on the Top Rope Renegades. We start from Raw and we work our way to the end of the week, as we do with the news, which we're about to get into in just a second. But RK, I met Nick Khan for 5 seconds. Yeah?
I don't know if that's really a meeting per se,
It wasn't a
but
meeting. It was I made friends with the security guard that was allowing people to go to and from the floor if they had a bracelet on. I didn't. I was in the row one, but I made friends with him, and he would let me run down there to the beer stand and grab a beer. So I grabbed a beer, and I'm grabbing it, and he poured it in the cup, and I have it in my hand. I'm going to walk back when two security guards walk in front of me, and here comes Nick Khan with his kid, I think. It was his kid. And I didn't know what to do, so I was just like fist bump with my free hand, and I told Nick Khan, "Thank you, thanks Nick Khan for putting on a great event." All I said was "Thank you," and he said, "Glad you're enjoying the show," and kept it pushing. I was like, "Okay, all right." That was it.
I'm sure he understood. I'm sure
He
he's
get
oh,
he,
actually no. I was gonna actually now that I think of it, probably like 95% of all fans have no clue who he is.
right,
Um, so he was probably like, "Holy shit, someone recognized me!"
right.
Yes.
Like
Went back. He's like,
we
"Hey, your dad's a pretty big shot, eh? Huh?"
yeah. They sat down like, you see that? Got a fist bump. Like, shut up, Dad. You're not Triple H. All right, like, calm down. You're just the guy, a guy, not the guy. But yeah, we have a lot to get into. I have nothing else to add, man. Before we get in the news, my experience at the Rumble was incredible. Indianapolis showed out. Um, I enjoyed it every second of it. That's a memory that you don't really get often, especially when the Royal Rumble's right in your backyard. And I enjoyed every second of it. Wish you could have been there. Sucks. We live in two different countries
Yeah. Well, as a Canadian, we're boycotting everything American right now, except for
and
you.
America. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. And Americans boycotting everything Canadian except for you as well.
Boycotting. What is
Boycotting.
boycotting?
Indianapolis slang for
That
boycotting.
sounds like you're on an FBI watch list now. Actually,
Oh, I'm in trouble. Uh
Kurt,
oh well.
Kurt's boycotting people,
That does sound rough, doesn't it?
right?
If we want to get into
Not
rough,
sound good.
if we want to get into rough. I think it was a rough week for the dirt sheets, and we're gonna break it all down here in the news, the rumors, the innuendo. It is the hit piece here on the Top Rope Renegades. Kick things off with: did the dirt sheets get played? I'm gonna say they did. It was reported by multiple dirt sheets that Alexa Bliss was scheduled to return earlier this month in a program with the Wyatt Six before a contract dispute put those plans on the shelf. They were reportedly so far apart on the contract that WWE completely scrapped the program. It was even reported 5 hours before the Rumble took place on Saturday that Alexa Bliss may never be back in WWE again. Um, we leave you with this quote: Michael Cole saying, "The internet said she was not coming back. Wade Barrett told him to stop reading the dirt sheets, Michael." On the commentary. Yeah, bad day for the dirt sheets, and there's more to come, I'm sure.
All there is,
Yeah.
especially on that, Dave Meltzer today just backpedaling a million miles per second. I've never seen somebody go backwards so fast in my life. But basically, Dave Meltzer posted this today. So he said, "I am told that Alexa Bliss thing was a late negotiation. I don't believe that because it's pro wrestling. My belief is that they were pulling a swerve." Yeah, it's pretty easy to say that after it happened, Dave. I mean, but talk your shit. Like anybody could say that after the fact. Oh yeah, no, I believe they were swerving every.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you
clearly,
too.
clearly they were
He
sort
goes on to say the gist on Alexa Bliss was that her contract, because of the freezing and time off and everything, it was not up, but it was about to be up. So they didn't want to debut her and then have the contract up because then she'd have them under a barrel in contract negotiations. Um, so with him all saying that, he has all this insider dirt. He actually has no clue if her contract was done, still in injury time, time off time. He has no clue. He's just guessing, as per usual. He goes on, it's kind of awkward to start someone, put them on TV, and then if you don't come to terms and you don't have a new contract, they disappear. They just figured get the new contract done. Well, yes, but I mean, it's wrestling. Odyssey Jones much? Like, they figure it out if
mm,
they just have to get
mm.
rid of somebody. Most wrestling fans have a very short memory and can't remember what happened yesterday. So, especially the ones that read your dirt sheets, to be honest, there, Dave. Then he goes on. He was told. He was told. He goes on.
Uh,
I was told that the contract didn't get done, and then I'm told, well, the contract did get done. I'm suspicious of that story, but after I still have heard the story from multiple people tonight, including during the match, right after it happened. I don't even know what he's trying to say there, but I wonder who these people are, Dave, because if you got multiple people telling you different things, you should probably think that you're getting worked. You think he
yeah,
would stop there. You think he would stop there,
yeah.
but no, he continues to go on.
Oh, there's more.
He just keeps going on. He's like, I know what you're thinking, but the deal was put together late. Yeah, we're all thinking that you're an idiot, Dave. You know that. That's good. Like I said, I'm very skeptical when I look back at her tweets. It just feels like too much like a WWE thing to fool other people. It was people in the office they fooled too, and high up.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
now people who work for WWE didn't even know what was going on.
Mm. Oh man.
Just
Yeah.
move on, Dave. Move on. You didn't have to post this. You could have had something else stupid to talk about tomorrow. You would have been fine.
Just
You-
stick to AEW, brother.
Like, Sarah, this was the most convoluted thing I've read in a long. I read it today. I was just like, what the? He's rambling. He's so
He
pissed off that he got worked so hard that he's
yes.
rambling.
He and uh PW Insider, Forgetful, excuse my French, uh Sean Ross Sapp, they lost a lot of credibility this week. And we're gonna have a lot more articles, and you'll learn that they just completely, maybe they were just swerved. Maybe that maybe literally just put their balls on the table and said, "Watch this," and we're gonna make all of you look like idiots.
Well,
The
Triple H in the presser after the Rumble
Oh
even said
yeah,
it's like these guys, they come out and say, "Well, I know a dude that knows a dude that knows a dude who told me so."
Mhm.
Yeah, they don't know anything. They know
No.
nothing.
The only one that knew, like obviously Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble. I bet the only that nobody thought Jey was winning. Triple H himself was probably, and a few people were the only ones that said, "Yeah, Jay's gonna win this thing." Which I'm sure you got more on that. We'll dig into it as we get through the news here, but we need to move forward with the headlines. And the Grand Slam saga continues with AEW. AEW have started to offer 2-for-1 ticket sales for the upcoming glorified Collision show in Australia. What was once supposed to be an AEW showing that they are a draw internationally has turned into an absolute fumble of epic proportions. Dave Meltzer on this report said it points towards a lot of seats remaining. Yeah, no shit, Dave.
Direct quote. It points this.
Yeah,
That's his news. That was his
there-
comp. It
probably
points
gonna
to
be
a
a
lot.
lot of empty
Yeah,
seats.
yeah. They wouldn't be selling 2-for-1 tickets if they had a lot of
Oh
full
man.
seats, Dave.
Jesus. It was announced that Triple H will be headlining the WWE Hall of Fame Class 2025. He was surprised by Stephanie McMahon, Undertaker, and Shawn Michaels with the announcement. Levesque was completely caught off guard and got very emotional. Dave Meltzer said, and I quote, "I don't buy it at all that Triple H was surprised at the announcement. You must be so fun at parties, Dave." Yeah, come on. He was clearly thrown off by it. It was, and I'm sure you're gonna ramble for a second. This Dave. We talk about it all the time. The dirt sheets are have created such a toxic community on the internet from wrestling fans, because there's so many wrestling accounts and wannabe insiders, and I have a check mark, but I paid for it, but I look cool because I have this verified mark, that are like, yeah, right. He clearly put himself in. He booked himself. No, he didn't. I'm sorry. I don't buy it. He was not going to book himself to be in the class of 2025. And no, not a chance. And if we want to be honest with ourselves, RK, long overdue. He should have already been in the Hall of Fame.
100% he should have already been in the Hall of Fame. He's probably one of the most influential wrestlers in the business for the last 30
Uh-huh.
years.
Which he is
And
with
I
the end,
mean,
but you know what I mean.
yeah,
Solo.
but I mean,
Solo.
it 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 doesn't matter if he's like Triple H. You can see it when he's like goes out on TV still. He's even said it. He's like, "This isn't about me anymore. This is about the talent." And he's like, he
Mhm.
doesn't even want to be on TV anymore. Like, yeah, no, he probably was generally surprised by being told he was going into the Hall of Fame and
He,
headlining it for that fact.
he even said he was going to kill Nick Khan afterwards. Which, thanks for not
Yeah.
killing Nick Khan, Triple H. I would have missed out on a really cool moment with Nick Khan.
Was it really that cool though?
It was just a fist bump. I haven't washed his hand.
I know you're excited. I'm just bitter because I sat at home and by myself
Yeah,
watching the Royal Rumble
because
and
be
my
honest, you would
wife
have.
wondering what the fuck was going on.
What are you doing? You're watching wrestling by yourself? Since when have you watched wrestling by yourself? Well, Kurt decided to go to the Royal Rumble for some reason. Even though, what's funny about that is you continuously kept telling
Even
me
after I was going to go to Survivor Series and I totally canceled it because I couldn't leave Kurt alone.
that's not even close to what happened. And for weeks you told me, if you don't go, I'm not talking to you. You literally threatened
Well,
me.
you're supposed to be like, no, it's fine. We'll watch it together.
Oh
But
no,
no,
I'm a
you went into
selfish son
business
of
for yourself. That's
I'm
fine.
so selfish about it.
You know what? I'm
Yeah,
out of here. This is bullshit. We're not doing
he,
this anymore. Everyone's got to showboat and get their freaking moment on TV, but no, when it comes to stories, it doesn't fucking matter.
I didn't get on TV though. I was
Ouch.
upset that Cody and
I was
Kevin
just trying to do
brawled.
something. Give me my moment. See, now you even take away from my moment.
Uh,
Seriously.
oh, I'm literally John Cena. I'm not putting you over. I did get upset when Kevin and Cody brawled in the crowd and
The
they
dirt
went the
sheets might
opposite.
put me over later.
Maybe. Kevin and Cody brawled in the opposite direction of me. I was so upset. I was like, "Come on, you could have went this way."
They're not gonna brawl to the hard cam side. Get over yourself.
Well, it was an all-out fight. They could have. Yeah. With that being said, those are the headlines, but we have a lot of news to get into. So, RK, take it away.
The Wrestling Observer. I mean, they post a lot of news, and I mean, they get mad when we don't attribute their articles. I
Sort of
usually
forgetful.
do. It depends. If it's just a rumor and it sounds like they're just trying to bullshit, then I'm gonna just take it for myself. But
Okay.
anyways, nonetheless, the Wrestling Observer says Corey Graves wasn't looking to leave WWE with his disgruntled social media posts, but many in the company viewed his tweets as that. He still has 2 years remaining on his contract with the WWE. Like I said last week, whatever it was, he was hot under the collar. He was probably pissed off about something, and Triple H or Nick Khan or Bruce Pritchard pulled him aside and say, "Yo, what's up? What can we do? Like, what's the problem? What are we doing here?" And they've moved on from the situation. Like, why are we still? He's back to work. He's doing his job. Why are we still trying to burn this fire? People get pissed off at work. It happens. I'm sure everything's just peachy. And you know what? Again, he's under contract for 2 years. What's he going to do, anyways?
Right. And honestly, I think you agree is NXT sounded pretty good as a 3-man booth with him, Vic, and Booker T. Honestly, I've enjoyed listening to him, and it's been cool. It's been fun with me.
It's natural. We were actually watching last week, and I was like, "Hey, I forgot Corey Graves was here,"
Yeah.
because it just kind of blends together perfectly. Corey Graves is very knowledgeable in the business. He
Yes.
has a lot of very cool, obscure facts that he likes to bring up in his commentary, and it's just like, you know what? I didn't know that. That's cool. PW Insider reported that there's been no talk of Malachi Black making a final appearance for AEW, and he's finished with the promotion. His contract does not expire until late February or early March, and will not be making any surprise appearances in the Rumble this year. You got to know, I write this news throughout the week, so
Yep.
yeah, he didn't appear at the Rumble, but it wasn't
Nope.
going to happen. He's still under contract. I'm still on the page of they moved Zelina Vega to SmackDown.
Mhm.
Malachi Black is pretty much all but guaranteed. If he's going to keep wrestling, he's going to come back to WWE. I just wondered if maybe they'll do something there, because it's kind of weird to just pull Zelina out of the LWO just like that.
Yeah, he could show up on SmackDown, and maybe do something with Zelina. But I mean, if I'm a NXT OG kind of guy, she had a fantastic team partnership with Andrade too. So there's that as well
Yeah,
on SmackDown. So
it
and
just there's something
I'd like it.
afoot, because it's just weird that they would just pull her out of LWO out of nowhere.
I think he's gonna show up in WWE again. I think that's kind of almost a dead give up. It's gonna happen.
He's a
If
Triple
it's
H
on
guy. So
SmackDown,
he's a Triple H guy.
yes. I wouldn't mind seeing him with Zelina, but maybe it's weird. So SmackDown's gonna be it's gonna be different, because I think we both have talked about Cody's probably gonna leave SmackDown, but not now. I don't know. Because Netflix is gonna want, unless Netflix is Cody's gonna do both shows.
After
But Netflix,
last night, Netflix might want KO more than Cody. Jesus Christ.
whew, yeah, we'll break that down when we get to it. Jesus.
Ilya Dragunov has been spotted at the Performance Center recently in full gear. No reports on if he is actively training for a return soon, or if he's just shooting some spots for TV, or simply being evaluated. Still no solid timeline on his return, but he has been spotted there, so he's doing something.
What was his ACL? Right?
Yeah, his knee, I think. Pretty sure.
Yeah, interesting. Very quick recovery. But I mean, hell, it's 2025. The the medical for ACL injuries compared to how it was years ago is way better.
Well, you also factor that with your wrestler, and if you're if you cool off too much, it's hard to come back from that.
And Ilya's fantastic. He's definitely been missed. I think he's going to put on some banger matches when he comes back. I really want Ilya Dragunov versus Penta now. Give it to me.
Yeah, I think Penta would work well with almost anybody, but that'd be a cool match. AEW has filed the trademark for Captain Insano. It has been rumored that Paul White is close to returning to television for AEW. For those of you who don't know, Captain Insano was a fictional character that Paul White played in Adam Sandler's movie The Waterboy.
For those of you that also don't know, Paul White is the Big Show. And for those of you that don't know, AEW said that they were going to have young talent and not worry about using older talent. But yeah, let's bring back Paul White as Captain Insano.
I mean, yeah, it's AEW.
Have fun, boys. Have fun.
As reported last week by myself, AEW's pay-per-views will most likely be for digital purchase on Amazon Prime this year. Update on that is it is definitely moving forward. It's just unclear if it'll be in place in time for Revolution in March, but it is happening this year at some point for sure.
If you're going to watch a live stream on Prime, good luck. Watch the NFL on Prime, and the quality is terrible.
Well, that's because a lot more people watch football than AEW. I mean, it's not even close.
That's fair.
I mean, I'm pretty sure AEW, Amazon Prime streaming network, I'm pretty sure they can handle like the 10 or 12 fans that are going to order that pay-per-view from Prime.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they can handle it. Fightful sort. Okay, I'm hashing up old news, but I get new bits for it. So, Fightful sources at WBD indicate that AEW has been among the top streamed live sports events since starting simulcasts of Dynamite and Collision on Max earlier this year. I know. Once again, I brought this up last week. Fightful's just reporting it this week. What the fuck? Anyways, I still would love to see the actual numbers from Max on the streaming side of things for the two shows, because we only get the cable numbers. I've not seen one Max number yet on what their actual numbers are for streaming. Netflix posts them, and everybody loves to tear apart that they've gone from 4.9 to 3.6 to 3 million in 3 weeks. It's just like, yeah, well, it's still 3 million fucking people watching it, as opposed to your, I'm assuming, less than a million still, even with the streaming numbers, because Max refuses to post those numbers anywhere. I would love to see what those actual numbers are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can try to look for them. I can't find them.
I'm not looking for those numbers, RK. I'm not looking for those numbers. If we're on the top of the numbers,
But I feel like if they were big, Max would be all over posting them. But from what I understand is that overall on their entire platform, AEW, Dynamite, and Collision rank at the bottom of their list. So
yeah, I mean, we talked about that with
I'd love to see those numbers. Everyone wants to pick on Netflix's numbers dropping. Why can't we see the Max's numbers? Why are they not showing those numbers? Are they that bad?
Well, we were getting
like 600,000 on cable, and then what Max is adding, like maybe another 50,000, 100,000.
Right. And what were Velma was getting more viewers than
Velma,
whatever,
some kind of road tripping show with overage woman. I don't know.
Well, if we're here, RK, talk about numbers, if you don't mind. My one little thing here, since it kind of fits in. Did you see the NXT and the Dynamite numbers from this past week?
Yeah, I just don't talk about them because that's your thing.
I know. I was just asking. NXT did 827,000 with a 0.19.
Dynamite did that?
I say Dynamite, I meant NXT. And by the way, NXT has grown.
You might have said NXT. I heard Dynamite. I was like, whoa, they really went up.
NXT has grown a lot. From the 14th of January, 779,000. The 21st of January, 812,000. And then this past Tuesday, 827,000.
Yeah, but they've dropped off from that 950,000 they drew that 1 week.
Yeah. AEW Dynamite did 604,000.
Collision went up that much?
Dynamite 604,000 from, and I'm seeing a trend here, RK, if you don't mind me sharing. They went 679,000 to 655,000 and now 604,000 viewers. Maybe I should just stop doing this segment because what's the point?
No, it's fine.
we
Netflix,
we
WWE
know.
dropped from 4.9 to 3.6 to
Oh,
3.
yeah, that's right.
Horrible numbers. Dying
That's right,
company. Dying company.
It's
Can't
in the
can't
mud.
can't can't fill a 70,000 seat stadium. Pathetic.
Crazy, crazy work. Really, they honestly should look about maybe selling the company.
They should. Tony Khan should buy it.
Don't put that on me. Don't put that on me.
I'm sorry. Shad Khan should buy it for his son.
There it is.
Dakota Kai has hit the injury list again with a recent concussion. It is believed that she suffered the injury during a rough bump after taking a Zoe Stark missile drop kick. Zoe Stark's missile drop kicks are deadly, actually. Nonetheless, you and I had this conversation literally like a week before this happened about when Lyra won the Intercontinental Championship. And
Yep.
you're a huge Dakota Kai fan, but I mean, if you logically look at it, between the two, who do you trust more not to get injured?
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
It does play a fact. I said to Kurt, like, Dakota would have to stay injury free for like a good period of time before she probably could even think about winning a title.
Yeah, it sucks because I think Dakota has talent, but if you can't shake that injury bug, it's hard to put some trust in you. And you nailed it. I mean, why would they put it on Dakota if Lyra's shown that she can carry a title? She did it in NXT, and she's not an injury prone wrestler. Sucks for Dakota. But yeah, you move on, I guess, and she'll stay where she's at, doing tag team stuff, and all the people like myself that want her to get a good singles run. You can't get a good singles run if you don't stay healthy. So that's where I'm kind of at with it now.
Yeah, unless your name is like Stone Cold or The Rock or Roman or something, like unless you're already established, injuries are going to hinder you.
Yep.
This is not news anymore. Everybody knows it. It's happened. Jordynne Grace has officially signed a multi-year deal with the WWE. It was announced on Rumble last night. It's been announced all week. Yeah. She's officially in the WWE.
No, she was gonna explore her options. She was gonna go to AEW. They were gonna do something good with her.
Yeah.
Obviously she was going to WWE. When she showed up at the Rumble
but
after
last night, the next argument is she's main roster, right?
I hope so. I know she was eliminated by Julia, and maybe they're trying to have some beef there. But Jordynne Grace should be on the main roster.
She's just so ready for the main roster.
I agree.
She fits the part. She is main roster.
100%. I'm worried. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be a bad thing if she's on NXT. She's going to put on some bangers. It's not a bad thing.
It's just I think that you just slot her right into like a Rhea Ripley feud, and it works.
I'd be totally down for that. But yeah, I mean,
Selena Vega on Twitter said she wants to go up against Jordynne Grace, and she posted. Well, just go check it out. If you know the picture, you know the picture. Which kind of wild, but yeah, the talent.
We knew last Royal Rumble, right? 2024 Royal Rumble when she came out, it was like, oh, she's WWE eventually. So yeah, not shocked at all.
There's not a lot of outsiders that get that kind of pop.
Yeah, she got a good pop last night too. So I mean, put her on the main roster.
Chris Jericho. Oh. I love you, man, but you're old and you're delusional.
Judas in my mind. I become. No. I become.
Don't.
No. Break the walls down.
Break down the walls. Okay, anyways. News. Chris
the walls of Jericho. All right, sorry. I had to
catchy. Lion tamer. Chris Jericho addresses the All-In Texas pay-per-view, only selling 10 tickets so far. Actually,
only 10 tickets in them.
Selling 10,000 tickets so far. Paraphrasing, he thinks AEW has done a good job with the smaller venues lately. The crowds have
Yes.
been hotter, and it's looking good on TV, seeing full venues.
Hmm.
The ticket sales for All In, we are still 7 months out. People buy tickets the week of more often than not now. All
Hmm.
true. Agreeing with you 100%, Jericho. You're hitting it on the head. Um, I mean, Royal Rumble already had sold probably like 50,000 tickets in the first couple of weeks of their show, but we'll stick with Jericho's narrative here that it's still so far off it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Then he went on to say, "There's nothing but pure success and pure profit in regards to the deal with Warner Brothers Discovery." Again, yeah, okay. Warner Brothers giving you guys $3.6 million a week. Yeah, it's pure profit, pure success. Max is so scared to release the numbers of your show on their streaming platform. They just go,
Hmm.
"Well, it's the top sports show on our service." Um, he also goes on to say, "I think there are a lot of positives. I think our wrestling is the best in the business, and I think our roster is the best in the business." Settle down, Chris. You lost everybody at that last bit. Your wrestling at one point, 2021, may have been the best in the business. Your roster, 2021, somewhere in there, may have been
Okay.
on fire, but it's all been downhill since then. Really, since CM Punk left, you guys have. Cody even saw, I got to get the fuck off this ship.
Mm.
Um, and if you don't think that wasn't on Cody's mind the entire time, saying like, look at when he left and what AEW has done since. He saw something that he's like, this is not good.
Yeah, Chris Jericho, one of the greatest of all time. We never get that twisted, but he's really being, I guess you could call it a homer for AEW at this point. I love Chris, but Chris has to have some realism in his head. But we'll see what happens.
They're gonna beat Raw.
Yeah, and yeah, they were gonna beat Raw in the ratings and all that goodness, and I get it. You were trying to hype up the company, but you don't have a chance. You can't even beat NXT now. You need to be looking out for TNA because they're kind of on fire right now as well.
John Cena, I mean, he did
Mm.
appear at the Rumble last night, but anyways, earlier this week, John Cena hasn't been on WWTV since his appearance at the Netflix debut because he's been filming the new Matchbox movie. Originally when I read that, I'm like, is
Matchbox
he gonna be
20.
Rob Thomas? Is he Rob Thomas? Weird choice. I mean,
Love
Rob
Matchbox
Thomas is
20.
probably the same age. He could just play himself. It's very weird. But no, it's based off the toy cars, which also leads to other questions. Is it live action or is it animated? Like if it's animated, couldn't he just film that from like a studio in like Stanford?
Just do the voices. Yeah, I mean, if you're,
Like
it's an animated
what is
movie.
John Cena a car? Like I don't know. Anyways, no clue what the movie's about at all. It's about the cars apparently, like the old Matchbox cars.
Shout out to
Um
Matchbox.
Anybody young enough to not know what those are, just go ask your dad. They know. And if you don't have a dad, that sucks. It is being reported that he is still 100% for the Rumble, though, as we found out. Forgetful has reported that WWE started discussing creative for the return of Asuka. No firm timeline on her return and no notes of an appearance at the Rumble, which she did not. At the pace of ticket sales for this week's Royal Rumble, numbers could reach 65,000 in ticket sales, which would smash the previous Rumble attendance record, which was 1997's Royal Rumble in San Antonio. As of this report, ticket sales sit at 62,800, which already breaks the record, but will be higher come Saturday for sure. As of yesterday, the final attendance numbers for the 2025 Royal Rumble was 65,183 people, becoming the third highest grossing gate in WWE history, behind nights 1 and 2 of WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, I was in attendance, and it sure sounded like there were 65,000 plus people in there. I mean, it was loud, especially like certain Alexa Bliss returned, and that was probably the biggest pop of the night. Um, Man, yeah, cool that Indianapolis is a part of history now. But I also have a feeling that these numbers are going to continue to grow. I assume once we get to WrestleMania 41, those WrestleMania numbers, I don't know what the size of the venue at Allegiant Stadium is, but it is newer, so it's probably got a lot of seats. Um, Maybe that smashes WrestleMania 40's records, and I think they're on an uphill climb of just smashing yearly attendance records right now because WWE is still on fire.
Yeah, they're the hottest. They're the hottest they've been probably since the Attitude Era.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
I mean, considering this Royal Rumble broke the previous record from 1997, goes to show you exactly that.
And it
PW Insider.
It completely destroyed the 2024 Royal Rumble numbers. The Royal Rumble,
Most Royal Rumbles are held in arenas, though.
Last year's wasn't though. It was outdoors in Florida. I think it was MetLife, and I think they smashed it. I think the attendance was like 42,000 in Florida last year, or for the 2024 Rumble. So they completely killed this
Yeah,
one.
but it's really old people that live in Florida, so that's not surprising.
Yeah. Indiana, thank God. Hey, we showed out.
Hey, I learned something new today. Indiana's open carry alcohol.
Yeah. Open container. Open container. We actually, I think we might have open carry with weapons too. Actually, but that's a different story. We do have open container. I met a couple of guys at the Slippery Noodle, which is a bar in Central Indiana, and we were just talking, and they're from Boston, and I guess he's like, yeah, our bars close at like 1 o'clock. You guys stay open till like 3, 4 sometimes, and they were wrapping up. They wanted to get they were wanting to get some food, and I was like, go over to Kilroy's, grab some breadsticks. Trust me. And they did actually. My cousin was with me, and he ran into them at the Rumble. I didn't get to see him. They were a section next to us apparently, and they were like, "Oh, those breadsticks were great." But at the bar, I told them, I said they had one more beer they had just got. I said, "Just pay your bill and you can go." And they're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "You can take your beer around the city. You can just walk around downtown Indianapolis with open containers." We passed a law in 2012 when the Super Bowl was here, and us alcoholics in Indiana, we said, "You know what? This bill worked pretty good. Let's keep it." So yeah, open container. You can have open liquor with you and carry it around downtown Indianapolis.
Well, here in Kelowna, it's illegal to walk around with an open container of alcohol, but if you're a drug addict smoking crack on the side of the street, that's cool. Anyways,
Got it.
Yeah, it's totally okay. It's fine, but no alcohol because that's a danger to society. Oh, politics. They always pop up in everything somehow. Anyways, nonetheless,
Yeah.
I wish I lived in a place that had open container. Like, I mean, obviously, when I was younger, we did it anyways, but actually, our beaches allow it now. Some of our beaches do. You can have open container on our beaches in the summer because we are like a beach community. So
it is really cool if you're downtown and you're going from bar to bar and you pay your tab at one bar and you take your beer out and you walk into the next bar and you slam the next beer and you're ready to rock for the next one. Don't get me wrong, I'm talking like I do it all the time. I have done it in a very
that
long
sounds like
time.
alcoholism.
Borderline.
Anybody struggles for such things, there is help for you.
There's a number. I don't know it, but there's a number.
There
But
is
I know what the number is.
somewhere.
But I know what the number is for a gambling addiction, which is 1-800-GAMBLER. But that's pretty easy to remember.
You think they'd make the alcohol number that easy too, wouldn't you?
Let me see what it is. Alcohol help.
Okay, dead air. PW Insider reports that Matt Riddle missed his scheduled booking with Memphis Wrestling on Sunday after attending Nick Hogan's wedding on Saturday. It is said Riddle informed them the day of that he wouldn't be coming.
What a dick.
Yeah, it is pretty dick because it's Memphis Wrestling. It's not like they're a big promotion or anything, so they probably scheduled their whole show around him showing up. So
he was probably the main act, yeah.
Yeah, so that is a dick move. The Wrestling Observer notes that there is still no movement on Brock Lesnar returning to WWE, and it remains up to the legal department clearing as much. Update as of Friday, Brock Lesnar has been directly named in the amended lawsuit by Janelle Grant. I won't get into it too deeply, but it basically is what was used to be in the lawsuit. It said a UFC fighter that has now been replaced with Brock Lesnar.
It was actually way more specific than that. Former UFC heavyweight champion.
Yeah, so
which led us all to go.
I wonder
who that could be.
So he's been directly named in it. Won't get into it too deeply, but the lawsuit says that during Brock Lesnar's contract discussions, She was offered to him as a thing. Eh, I don't know exactly how to word it without selling, but basically offered to him to have sex with him in his contract signing, and then
Mhm.
was shared she was told to send him explicit pictures. That was directly named in the lawsuit now. So it's probably safe to say Brock Lesnar will never show up in the WWE ever again.
Nope.
Now that he's officially been named and everything, I'm pretty sure it's done.
Hmm. Which is fine. It's fine. You don't need Brock Lesnar.
No, it's just this whole thing. They just need to get it done with,
Mm. Mm.
finish it, so the WWE can just forget about it. It's a McMahon thing. Wash your hands of everybody that was involved with it and move on. Um, I just love the fact that there's so many people saying, "Oh, you can't tell me that people didn't know this was going on." It's like, well, unless they were explicitly named in the lawsuit,
Mhm.
you can absolutely assume that they had no knowledge of it.
Yeah.
It sounds like Janelle Grant is going to take down everybody involved with it that she possibly can.
Yep.
So if Triple H, if anybody else backstage were anywhere near it, I'm sure she would have them in the lawsuit too.
Mhm.
So people are innocent until proven guilty, and if they're not being charged with something, you can't assume they're guilty.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Off the politics and lawyer stuff, back to an absolute legend in the industry.
Yes.
JD McDonough reportedly has suffered broken ribs and a punctured lung from during his match on Raw. It was reported that Triple H personally checked on him after the match. Fightful during the match, like just after it happened, like it's like they got guys sitting in Gorilla apparently.
Yep.
Posted that JD said he was fine, and even Michael Hayes joked that I hope the announce table is okay after that collision. I didn't know Fightful had guys sitting in Gorilla, but apparently they do. Okay, I'm gonna do something I don't usually do. Is I started this whole conspiracy theory that this was a work because Finn got injured, stretcher job, JD got injured, and then a post showed that Dominic might have got injured in a spot on Monday Night Raw, and then I was just running with it, going, "Holy shit, it's all work! They're all just going to come back, be their own thing." And then Finn came back to the Rumble, and they totally ruined my whole plan. And yeah, I concede on that conspiracy
Yeah.
theory
I
that they're yeah.
didn't agree with it. I was totally against your ideas. I did tell you watch way too much wrestling, dude. Hey, I do too, but like maybe you watch a
Come
little
on,
more
if
than
all
me.
three of them got injured and they didn't show up on TV for like a month, I think I'd be right.
And then Finn and Dom were both in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they were. I know. But if they weren't, then I think my story had weight to it.
I will
But
say
yeah, I
they'll
do
probably
watch entirely too much wrestling, and I hope JD. It's been announced that JD's going to be out for 4 months. So,
uh I think the breakup's gonna happen, but not how you were thinking it was happening.
well, no, basically, I didn't think JD was injured, but well,
Ah,
the dude
yeah,
took
no.
that shot. He broke your ribs and punctured a lung there, and then go through the match and do as much as he still did. That
Legend,
dude
man.
is tough as fuck.
Legend.
And don't get me started on if AEW did this, they're called reckless, but WWE do it and they're called heroes. It's like if the wrestler says I'm good, I'm fine, and he's showing no noticeable like your main thing is you're watching out for concussions. You can't tell if a guy's punctured his lung or broke his
No.
ribs if he's still going back in the match doing moonsaults and
Right.
lion salts and doing his bumps like he's supposed to. Like what? How you got to trust the wrestler on when he says I'm good. Like
Right.
a concussion, you can tell. You can ask them a quick question. What's your name? I'm Dominic. Oh, you're fucked. But
Yeah, you could trust him. Yeah, you said he came out there, he did a fucking moonsault and took some massive bumps from the Viking, the War
yeah.
Raiders. I mean, clearly he looked fine. Clearly he wasn't fine though.
It has been announced that the Clash in the Castle pay-per-view will be moving to Paris on August 31st and be titled Clash in Paris at the
Nice.
Paris La Défense Arena. The arena boasts a capacity of 40,000 people.
Okay. It'll sell out. Guaranteed.
I
Sell out.
100% will. Wrestling Observer reports that there is no rush in WWE to debut Hikuleo, as they are still trying the absolute perfect spot to insert him into any story. They want to. it's been reported by multiple people and also makes sense. They want to debut him and make him look strong. So they don't want him to just come in and be part of the bloodline. They want to debut him in a meaningful spot. So he is still definitely signed. They just haven't figured out where to put him in yet. A lot of people are kind of thinking maybe something around WrestleMania, maybe something when Solo comes back, when he does come back. Maybe something there. I'm excited to see what Solo's up to next because I think he's grown so much since a year ago, and I think he is still extremely valuable to any storyline.
I thought he was going to pop up in the Rumble. He didn't. I thought there was going to be something maybe in there with a stare down with Roman or Jacob eliminates him or something. But we didn't get that. So I'm on the same page. I'm excited to see what the heck's up next for Solo.
WWE announced an NXT show taking place in Cincinnati, with beliefs that another will be announced in Nashville as well soon.
Cincinnati, right down the road from me, kind of. It's like a half hour, 2 hour drive.
Yeah, I would go. How do you get from half hour to 2 hour drive?
Depends on traffic.
You Americans will measure anything other than anything logical. That's about a 2,900 football stadium drive away.
Give or take a few stadiums.
Half hour to 2 hour drive.
I meant to say an hour and a half to 2 hour drive, not a half hour. But
oh god,
if I can get to Cincinnati in a half hour, that's crazy. Look, I understand I just got a new car, but that car is not fast enough to get me there in 30 minutes.
Half an hour to 2 hours. Oh, I'll be there in about a half an hour to 10 hours.
Yeah.
Are you the fucking cable company? What the fuck? It is rumored that AJ Styles is scheduled to be in Indianapolis on Saturday. Well, that was not a rumor. That happened.
With the correct theme. Thank you.
Okay, so how I look at it, he debuted that new theme. He went on to instantly get injured, so he's like, fuck that. I ain't fucking going out to that song.
Yeah, he came out in the Rumble with the old theme and the exact same gear. He's close enough to what he wore when he debuted in WWE in 2016 at that Royal Rumble. So it was a kind of a full circle thing. And he was upset that he got eliminated by Logan Paul. And Kathy Kelly looked at him and said, well, Punk got eliminated by Logan Paul too. And he goes, oh, did he? All right, well, at least I'm not alone.
There's been concern and support for Asuka after she posted online.
Weird.
I absolutely reject any romantic or personal approaches towards me. She also later posted, I've been feeling in danger recently. I've already consulted the police. Look, if you're one of the people that are creepy and slide into the DMs of anyone, not just superstars, not just famous people, anyone, if you've just unwanted advances, you need to seek professional help like instantly. Don't be that person.
Immediately. Just do what I do. If you're sliding into DM, just slide in. And if they want to talk to you and then you go somewhere, cool. If they don't reply and they leave you on red, guess what? You got left on red, brother. Just keep it pushing. You'll be all right.
Like seriously, stop scaring Asuka, especially since I want her to come back. Asuka's amazing, and I don't need her to have any reason not to come back.
I thought she was going to be in the Rumble last night. It was a few.
WWE apparently has stepped up for Asuka and has offered her extra security and stuff for any appearances and stuff like that and all that, which is good. But nonetheless, don't be that fucking person. It's creepy as shit, and nobody likes people like you. 100% nobody likes people like you.
Yes.
It is rumored that Omos will return at the Rumble this year. That turned out to be false. Although I was actually kind of shocked by that because I thought it would happen.
He was there.
It is rumored that Trish Stratus will be involved in Royal Rumble. Well, that's true. And she actually, one, had a pretty good showing. And two, my lord, that woman still looks great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Canada's
it is rumored that WWE... Yeah, we build them different. It is rumored that WWE hopes to tape NXT from the road twice a month while the remaining weeks are done at the Performance Center.
Okay, cool.
Which seems to be happening because they announced the Cincinnati show. They're going to announce a Nashville show too. So it seems like they're going to do 2 shows on the road, 2 weeks on the road, 2 weeks back in Orlando, and just kind of hop around for the rest of the year like that. It is rumored that the March 11th NXT will be live from the theater at Madison Square Garden, which is a smaller venue inside the arena, which I only just learned about reading this report. I didn't know they had a theater inside of Madison Square Garden. It's cool as shit. That arena's huge and legendary and famous. But anyways, March 11th, NXT supposedly being held from there. The March 10th Raw is held from Madison Square Garden, so it makes sense.
And I want to see what that venue looks like, because where were they at recently for the live show? That it just looked really cool how it was set up. The stage was small. I don't know where they were at. I'm spacing what location they were in.
It's where Booker T won his first WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
They were in Georgia.
No.
They were in Georgia.
Tag Championship. It's where he won his first WCW Tag Championship.
It was in Georgia. That venue looked really cool. So I wonder if it looks similar to something like that.
Probably.
Because that venue was pretty sick. The way the setup was with the ramp and all that, I liked it. It was different.
Yeah. Apollo Crews appears to have been injured in his match with Johnny Gargano on the January 24th SmackDown. I went back and watched the match, and I couldn't see any real spot where he looked like he came up limp, but apparently he was. So, speedy recovery, Apollo. That's just another injury in his career, though. We go back to, if you get injured a lot, it's not very good. It is believed that Charlotte Flair will fully embrace her Flair family legacy with a top girl attitude when she returns. There's also been talk of championship gold coming her way sooner rather than later. I really hope it's not at the expense of Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania, but it probably will be.
Love Charlotte Flair. I think she is the GOAT. But I agree. I don't really want it to be at the expense of Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania, because I think that's where we're going, is Charlotte versus Tiffany.
Probably will be.
Yeah.
It probably will be.
Unless Tiffany, they give Tiffany, I think Tiffany beating Charlotte at WrestleMania is way bigger than Charlotte winning. It solidifies Tiffany as the future, and Charlotte winning, we've seen the script and she's fantastic in the ring, but on this one, as much as I am as a fan of Charlotte, I think Tiffy, it shouldn't be at Tiffy. But would it be at Rhea though? Probably not. So we'll see what happens.
There's no way they do Charlotte versus Rhea.
No.
The Queen versus the Princess is what they're gonna fucking go with. 100%.
Yep. That'll be WrestleMania.
Kira Hogan is extremely close to being cleared for in-ring return to AEW. She's been out of action for over 6 months with a shoulder injury.
Who is that?
Kira Hogan?
I don't know much about her. Is she
AEW? Is she Hulk Hogan's daughter? I want to say yes, but I don't know. Let's find out quickly. We are going to go to the internet. I know who she is. I've seen her. She is not Hogan's daughter. She is. That's just her name. She's just apparently a fan of Hulk Hogan.
I don't know much about her.
She was part of TNA for a while. She was a 2-time Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champion.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know much about her. I can't speak on her because I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know either. But anyways, apparently she's coming back. I just thought I'd throw that news up. Okay, I guess the big news that came out of the Rumble.
Let's do it.
Last night.
Hey, I just looked up. I have the Rumble playing on my big TV. Alexa Bliss just came back.
Nice. PW Insider reports a claim that Drew McIntyre was furious over how he was eliminated. This is the earliest reports. I'm going to go through all the reports as they came out so you can see the timeline of how things kind of shift to, was it really that big of a deal in the end? Anyways, nonetheless, PW Insider, really shortly after the Rumble, reports a claim that Drew McIntyre was furious over how he was eliminated, as he allegedly went backstage and did some screaming and cursing about how someone had to get their moves in, even at the expense of the planned stories in the match. Then he stormed out of the building before the match or event was even over. First, we should check to see if this is the same reporter for PW that said Alexa Bliss will 100% not be returning in the Rumble due to her and WWE being so far apart on a contract that there's absolutely no way they get it sorted out in time for the Rumble, or if ever. That would probably be my first step, to find out what reporter it was. Because if it was the same one, they don't have a great track record. 2, This is Drew we were talking about. He has been living kayfabe for the last 13 months solid. Like, Undertaker would be proud of how well he has kept kayfabe this past year. 3, if he was pissed and he cools off and then spins it into a story as he's done with so much of the stuff over the past year, do you guys really believe he prayed for Punk to get injured last year and wishes for other wrestlers' careers to be ended in that fashion? Come on now. Drew is that good. He's going to spin anything and perfectly make it seem all real. That was my initial thoughts on it coming out right off the hop. Was that third one is like maybe he was pissed and he probably cooled off, and they're going to figure out how to make this into a story. Well, as the updates went on, Dave Meltzer this morning said there's a guy that a lot of people were pissed at in the match, with the idea that he was trying to get himself over and not the match over, and he was doing things. I don't want to mention his name. It'll probably come out tomorrow because it's only one person telling me the name, but it's multiple people telling me that the Drew thing, he wasn't happy. It's not an angle. If they ended up doing an angle with the person later, which there's no hints of anything, but I heard that Drew was not the only one unhappy about the situation. Dave was not very good today. Seriously, give it up, Dave. I don't want to mention his name because it will probably come out tomorrow. Isn't that what the whole point of your dirt sheet is for? Is to dish the dirt? Maybe, just maybe, you're so scared of continuing to look like an absolute jackass and are scared to mention the name. You fabricate it in your brain, is my thoughts on that. And if it's not an angle, but if they wanted to make an angle down the road, but there are no hints of it happening, what in the sweet fuck vagueness is that? There was a sign in the crowd. Like, seriously, it's not an angle, but if they wanted to make an angle, they could make it an angle, but it wasn't an angle, so I don't know what they're actually going to do with that. It's okay. Did you notice? I don't know if you saw it from where you were sitting, but there was a sign in the crowd on the opposite side of Hardcam about 4 rows back. Big old white sign with black writing on it that said, Meltzer fears facts.
He probably made a couple calls. Was like, can we get that sign removed? My ego.
Like, big old sign, 4 rows back, Meltzer fears facts. And yeah, it's true. He speaks in riddles. And then if whatever happens, he can spin it. It's like, well, I said maybe. It's just... Anyways, this afternoon, actually, shortly before we started recording, sites started reporting that Damian Priest's elimination of Drew at the Rumble was a botch and wasn't supposed to happen at that point. Which then goes on, another dirt sheet said, we were told that he was hot, although I believe everyone cooled down, which is what I thought initially. Is like, yeah, maybe they're hot, but they'll cool down. We were told that others were upset about it too, but it wasn't as obvious. McIntyre and Damian Priest were to start an angle, and they felt the momentum was lost when LA Knight got in the way as they were doing the Priest throwing out McIntyre. The top guys want things to go smoothly and have their story come off as planned, and that mentality is why they're top guys. If you go back and watch the Rumble, or you know the spot, Logan Paul's posing, LA Knight's behind him. They're supposed to do something, and then Seth, Drew, and Damian are kind of like in a tussle together, and they start going for a spot, but Logan and LA were doing a spot at the same time. They all kind of bumped each other, and it kind of maybe looked like the momentum of that bump caused Drew to go over the top rope. Okay, it happened. If you're pissed off at LA Knight or Logan or Damian, I don't know who's pissed off at who. It happened. Move on. You got stories in place. It's not like Drew was supposed to win the Rumble. If Drew was supposed to win the Rumble and that happened, then yeah, maybe you're pissed off. Maybe you have a legitimate point to be pissed off, because now how the fuck do you get to the main event at WrestleMania? But he wasn't winning, so it's all a moot point. And it sounds like everything's cooled off, and they're going to spin a story on it. Who cares?
Yeah, I watched it back right before we went on air. Before we started recording. And I see the spot. I see where they kind of bump into, LA Knight and Logan. But at the same time, I'm also kind of like not sure about it, because it looked to me like it was a legit elimination. Was supposed to happen and keep it moving. And clearly people are trying to think that it's not, and I think everybody's just getting worked again. That meaning Dave Meltzer, that meaning Sean Ross Sapp, that meaning PW Insider, who took a lot of fucking bad takes this weekend. And yeah,
Well, that's
you
because
guys are
PW
idiots.
Insider does what we do
Yeah,
and steal the news from other sites and then claim it as real news, whereas we're
dude,
clearly being satirical in everything we do.
just
And if you
stop.
don't think we're being satirical in what we do, then I don't know if you know what satirical means.
Stop thinking that these dirt sheet guys are the godsend and they know everything going on. They don't. They don't. Just sit back and, as The Rock said, sit back and
Triple
enjoy the
H,
ride.
Triple H pretty much said, and by the way, John Moxley stole that exact same promo last
Yeah,
week. But nonetheless,
he did. He did.
um,
He did.
Triple H pretty much said it in the presser. It's like, I know a dude that knows a dude that told a dude that knows a dude. They don't know. They don't. They don't know. They get fed
Mm-mm.
shit on purpose from people to look like idiots.
And Meltzer thinks like is offended by that. They don't fucking owe you a thing. They
Go
don't
to
owe you a
Cage.
damn thing.
Go to Cage Side Seats. They do a weekly roundup of rumors. They do a daily roundup of rumors, but they do a weekly one where they look back at rumors and see if
Mhm.
they're true or not. More often than not, they're not.
Yeah, it's it. What makes you think you are just the know all, the be all, the end all? Like you are you're not. You and maybe I'm so bold to say fuck Sean Ross Sapp because he is a pussy and wants to block people because they say forgetful on Twitter instead of
I
fightful.
started that.
Well, you credit to you. Dave Meltzer blocked me, which was probably due. I did kind of go a little hard on Dave, but fuck him. And that's just where I'm at with it. And even more so to guys like Sean Ross Sapp that like to slide in people's DMs and threaten them and say that if I see you around, we can. Listen, you know jujitsu. Don't care, Sean. I hope this message gets to you. It won't,
He
or maybe it
doesn't
will.
slide in people's DMs and
He has.
threaten to
Yeah.
fight them. He does
He,
not.
there's proof. Um, Not
Isn't he
mine.
like a 5 foot balding dude?
No, he's like 6 foot something. He takes jujitsu classes, by the way. He makes sure to let people know that he does that. Dude, I don't care if you take jujitsu. I will beat your ass. I don't care. I will fight dirty if I have to. I will pick up a chair, a beer bottle. I'll kick you in the balls. We ain't sitting here doing a jujitsu fight. I will smack the fuck out of you. Um, yeah, I can't stand the guy. I think his ego has ruined him. I used to like Sean Ross Sapp, but his ego is out of control. Just out of control. That's where I'm at with it. Sorry, not sorry. Don't know why I just went on a rant about Sean Ross Sapp. Don't care. Don't care
That
that
dude
you're
looks like he. That dude looks like he belongs in prison. I don't know. I
and
wouldn't. I don't know if you'd want to fight him.
I would. I don't care. And I don't care if you were in the press box with my buddy Kyle Wells putting him over. Don't care. Doesn't affect me. Boohoo, womp womp, whatever the kids say now. I'll smack the fuck out of you if I see you. Simple. Your ego's out of control.
You heard it here first. Kurt wants to fight Sean Ross Sapp. That'll be UFC 429.
Book it.
Or maybe you can get Logan Paul to promote it on one of his HBO Max reality series show episodes or something.
No, now you're ruining it.
No, I am. Okay. You don't want to be with Logan Paul?
Honestly, yeah, I would be. There's a lot of money to be made there.
Exactly. That's the news. That's the news. That's
Oh
it.
yeah,
That's
I
all.
guess that's right. We did hit the Alexa stuff at the start. Thank God. I'm happy she's back. That's where I'm at with it. Good on WWE for getting that contract done hours in advance. Bullshit. She was always coming back. She was gonna be back, and I'm excited to see what they do with her next. That's for damn sure. Up next, we're gonna dive into the weekly show recaps, breakdown Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and do a little deep dive on the Royal Rumble with some notes from that, some fun facts, and close out the show with wrestler of the week, show of the week. See what we go with. That being said, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to episode number 39 of the Top Rope Renegades. This week in wrestling, it's time to get down to business with Monday Night Raw, the go home Monday Night Raw for the Royal Rumble. We kick things off with Seth Rollins. Rollins talks about how he's going to win the Royal Rumble, but he hasn't had a good start to 2025. He remembers the debut of Monday Night Raw on Netflix and excuse me, having the most humiliating loss of his career to CM Punk. Now, though, he is ready to win the Royal Rumble, but the question is, what title will he go after? Maybe Gunther or the American Nightmare? Cue Gunther, of course. He wants to know where Rollins has been. Gunther asks where Rollins has been because he's been stuck fighting people like Jay. He wants to know if Rollins still has it in him, even though he isn't the greatest wrestler in the WWE anymore. Gunther wants the old Rollins to come back and face him at WrestleMania, just so Gunther can show him who the real World Heavyweight Champion really is. And then Logan Paul makes his long-awaited debut on Monday Night Raw to a chorus of boos, and man, the heat is incredible. Paul talks about how great he is, and he's officially in the Royal Rumble. It's clear Gunther likes the idea of facing Logan because he could slap the smirk off of Logan's face. Rollins says he'll win, and we're done. Paul's heat here was so unreal. He came off like an absolute star in the first 8 minutes or so on the show.
Yeah, the heat on Logan Paul is real, like higher than Dominic's heat, which is just hard to believe. And it's great. I'm pretty sure if Dominic came out right after this promo, they'd be cheering him in comparison to what that was. That was just wild. The man is already an absolute star in the business. Deny it all you want, hate it all you want. It's a simple fact. He moves the needle. He really does. The biggest concern for a wrestler is that they get no reaction, and he definitely does not get no reaction. And if he wanted to really chase this full time, he could be at the top of the mountain, no doubt about it. He could hold one of the world titles and be damn good at doing it, and damn good at pissing off everybody along the way.
It's true.
The greatest thing about this whole thing was Gunther looked like he was going to lose his shit all the way through Logan Paul talking. Like, I've never seen Gunther almost just crack that hard. It was great. Absolutely great.
You say that about Dom, which is funny because the night that the New Day turned on no, what was it? Oh, it was Gunther, right? It was Dom versus Gunther, and Dom was getting cheered. And it was like, wait, what is happening? Because it was the same night that the New Day turned heel, and then Gunther was facing Dom for the world title, and people were like, you know what? Let's go, Dom, and he was getting cheered. So it was pretty funny. CM Punk is not worried about Logan Paul because he's going to go win the Royal Rumble. He'd throw Kathy Kelly over the top rope if he had to, but Sami Zayn interrupts. Kathy Kelly leaves. Sami Zayn brings up that Punk saying he wasn't on his level last week, but points out that he's a WrestleMania main eventer. Zayn walks off and runs into Karrion Kross. With Zayn not interested in anything he has to say, that's fine with Karrion, but what about what Zayn's friends have been saying? Stop thinking with your heart, start thinking with your head. Cody Rhodes comes in, and Sami just kind of walks right by him. The tag team titles are on the line. The War Raiders defending against the Judgment Day. The War Raiders, they get jumped to start things off. This match was pretty good in my opinion. This was the match that we talked about in the news where JD ended up getting hurt. Maybe not hurt. We weren't entirely sure. The finish comes with Eric gets back up. The War Machine. They hit their finish. I'm spacing the name of the finish right now. But they retain the titles this time around. No win for the Judgment Day team of JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio.
Isn't their finisher the War Machine?
Yeah, sorry. Thanks. Appreciate the help. My bad.
Okay. It's kind of right in their name. Anyways, we already talked about this in the news, so I won't go over it again. But JD McDonough with his spot injury. He actually kind of it looks like Ivar missed catching him, and that kind of led to his whip back into the table. Some people are bitching, saying, oh, Ivar's just injuring more people. He missed catching him. Like, it's a spot, shit happens, whatever.
Happens.
The whole JD thing kind of overshadowed what was a very solid match here. But everybody focused on JD here because that man is RoboCop or Terminator. It's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Ludwig Kaiser backstage came to Pete Dunne. They don't trust Penta. New Day comes in, and even Ludwig Kaiser and Pete Dunne do not like the New Day. Xavier Woods is ready to face Rey Mysterio tonight. Kingston says Atlanta's favorite son has come home. Kathy Kelly, Braun Breaker. Oh no, Austin Theory. Oh no. Cody Rhodes. Woods responds with a massive no. Woods' family is supposed to be here, and they have front row seats, though he hasn't heard from them yet.
Yeah, this is great stuff. I mean, the fact that even the heels don't like the New Day is just brilliant.
Yes.
Like, getting everybody against the New Day is just brilliant. And Kathy Kelly, well, knocked it out of the park. Fantastic.
Beautiful.
Good job,
from
Kathy.
Kelly there. Cody Rhodes? Oh, yeah. Cody Rhodes. Rey Mysterio versus Xavier Woods is next. The LWO, who is included with Selena Vega here, but it is announced that she will be going to SmackDown. She's there along with Kofi Kingston, of course, on Woods' side. We hit a commercial break. We come back. At one point, we do see Woods' family. They are there. They're ringside. But they're wearing New Day Sucks shirts. His own family has turned against him. Woods and Kingston get to start yelling at Woods' family, allowing Rey to end up picking up a 619 into a slingshot splash for the pin. Rey Mysterio beats Xavier Woods.
Yeah, this feud between Rey and New Day is actually entertaining, which I wasn't expecting right off the hop. And it's just nice to see Rey involved in something that isn't LWO versus Legado del Fantasma.
I agree with that too. Thank God we've moved away from that. Sami Zayn tells Seth Rollins that the Helluva Kick last week was a mistake. Rollins does believe him. With the Royal coming up, though, he can't be so sure. They shake hands, and everything seems to be okay between the two. We get a sneak preview of an interview with CM Punk, which will air during the Royal Rumble kickoff show, which I didn't watch, by the way. Punk is still kind of elusive about the favor that Paul Heyman owes him. Jey Uso.
We still don't know what the favor is. He did say
No.
something to Paul, though, at the Rumble after we got eliminated.
Mm-hmm. And I think Paul yelled at him and was like, or no, I think it was Roman that looked at Punk and was like, we just teamed together or something. I was like, huh? Before he got double stomped in the face, 2 feet face floor. Jey Uso is out with a rapper named Quavo to say he needed that kind of reception. He lost on Saturday because Gunther was just good. The reality is Uso can beat Gunther, so now he has to win the Royal Rumble. I just laugh at Quavo. We don't have to dwell on it long. His little pivot with Dave Meltzer, how he pronounced Quavo's name, and I'm not gonna go find it, but he completely mispronounced Quavo's name, and he was upset that there were too many of them rappers on that were shown during this show, by the way. So Dave doesn't like them rappers for some reason. Screw Dave Meltzer, man. He's an idiot. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say, man.
It's a rough look, Dave. That's a rough look.
It was a very eyebrow raising, like, okay, all right. Lyra Valkyria enters the Royal Rumble. American Made coming with Chad Gable suggesting that Ivy Nile will be the next women's intercontinental champion. Valkyria says this is the closest either of them will get to being intercontinental champion. Good shot there from her at Ivy and Chad. Nile seems to be announcing that she's in the Royal Rumble too. We see the Alpha Academy dancing for a TikTok, and Gable yells at them. Maxine Dupree is upset. Honestly, this is a story that can be dropped without losing much of anything. I did see Maxine's TikTok, by the way. She did post it when Chad comes up, so it's out there. Next match, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez taking on the tag team champions at Naomi and Bianca Belair. This is not a title match. Good little match here. The end comes when Naomi's split leg moonsault connected with Rodriguez. Making the save, though, comes Liv Morgan after there's a powerbomb on the apron. But Liv ended up stealing the win here for the team of her and Raquel.
Yeah, I mean, non-title, and that's how WWE lets their title winners lose matches when they make them non-title matches, which just never makes any sense. You don't want to make your champions look weak, but, you know, it's just something WWE has done forever, and they'll continue to do, but I don't like it. Never have.
Rhea Ripley, she's banged up after her Saturday night's main event match with Nia Jax, but she reminded her why mommy is always on top. She doesn't care who wins the Royal Rumble. So Bailey comes in and she's gonna tease a challenge, and Rhea leaves. So Io Sky looks at Bailey and says, "I'll see you Saturday."
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little renewed rivalry, maybe a little finish that never happened fully, but it did. Or maybe
Mhm.
they get back together. Who knows? I want to. They should get back together. With you know what? Right now, Io's got no friends. Kari and Dakota are both out. So I mean, she needs a friend.
It's true. We are in Atlanta, so we take a look at Michael Cole beating Jerry Lawler at WrestleMania in a match that should just be erased from history. Pat McAfee pulls out the Patastrator and rips Cole for his look in the match. That's good shit.
Yeah, I mean, there was something else that happened before the Patastrator that he said that I can't quite remember
Oh,
exactly. I was trying to like fucking remember what he was saying there.
it was the handshake. He was on Cole
Yeah,
about the handshake.
yeah,
Pat dapped up, I think it was Quavo. Good dap up, and Cole just
yeah,
butchered the dap up with Quavo.
yeah, yeah. No, I that was so good. And I just started thinking about that. What exactly happened there? But
Yeah,
did that happen on this Raw or was it the week before that happened? No, it was this Raw, wasn't it?
I
Yeah.
think it
It
was
was
this. Yeah, it
nonetheless
was. Yeah.
Pat McAfee, absolutely legendary with his replays. It's just a
Patastrator.
fun little spot.
Um, we Penta says it's just the beginning for him, and he's in the Royal Rumble. We just get a quick little Royal Rumble rundown, of course, and then Paul Heyman comes out. He is the one behind the GOAT and the one behind the cover star of WWE 2K25. We get the big reveal of the game's cover, and Heyman talks about how Roman has all kinds of responsibilities to be the game's cover star. Says he is the one behind the one in 29 and 1, and now it is time for Roman to go get his title back. Reigns is the biggest star in the world, and when we colonize Mars, he'll be the biggest star on that planet too, says Heyman. There are two stars in the Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns and 29 Roman Reigns wannabes. Those people get down on their hands and knees every night praying to be Roman Reigns. Drew McIntyre, of course, comes out to interrupt, and Heyman's face says it all. Not good. Drew says they never get to talk, but the fans want Reigns. The reality is that McIntyre is responsible for all of Heyman and Roman's success. Drew won the Royal Rumble and the WWE title in 2020, and then Heyman was able to come back to work with Roman Reigns. Heyman thanks Drew, but says that, oh yeah, Drew did say, "You should be thanking me." I don't know what that impression was. Heyman does thank Drew for this, but says Drew is crowding him. Drew backs up and asks for a favor, and that favor is to have Paul tell his boy that Drew McIntyre is coming for him at the Royal Rumble. Paul Heyman says, "I will make sure my tribal chief gets the message," but Drew says, "No, no, that's meant for CM Punk." As usual, Paul Heyman's praise of Romans was great, in my opinion. As well, thought Drew kind of made him feel like a threat, but Drew's got this vendetta. Anybody that's associated with Roman, I'm coming for you. So I'm intrigued to see where this story leads.
Well, he's gonna have to somehow put
Yeah, now,
Damian or LA or Logan with Paul Heyman or Roman. Guess he could find a way there. Anyway, nonetheless, just getting off topic. Paul Heyman
yeah,
continues to show why he is the GOAT on the mic every time, never misses. And Drew is just always like he's always in that mode. He's always in that keeping shit real mode. Is it real? Is it not? It's
yep,
great. The line about your boy, no, your other
yes.
one, great shit.
Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn is up next. Drew stayed in the ring. A lot of running in this match. Drew likes to point out that he is 10-0. He's 10-0 against Sami Zayn in singles matches. Match itself, I thought it was pretty good. In comes Sami went for a haluva kick. He missed, and Drew rolled him up with his feet on the ropes for the win. Decent. I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a good match.
Yeah, it was a good main event match. It went a good fair amount, about 15 minutes. Only thing I didn't like about it was the finish. It fell a
Yeah.
little flat because Drew did not get his legs up on the ropes in time, so it just kind of like, I don't know, looked shitty. But other than that, good match.
Yeah. Post match though, Drew jumps Sammy, but Cody Rhodes, of course, he's there, make the save. Kevin Owens comes in to clock Cody, and a brawl is on. Sammy goes to hit a haluva kick. He misses, and he hits Cody. And this is the same thing he did to Seth the week before, so kind of a recurring thing.
I don't know. Maybe you stop, running for a haluva kick in those moments, or at least when Drew's in the ring, maybe think against it.
Yeah,
He
maybe.
did it in the Rumble too. He hit the wrong person in the fucking Rumble too.
He did. He did. Well, and then Jay eliminated him, hitting the wrong person. So I guess that was the karma there for Sammy. We do get a cool look at WWE 2K25 featuring Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. They do like a long, cool video. There's more stuff that's been coming out about 2K. I'm sure we'll talk about it in future videos. But we come back from commercial, and Cody Rhodes looking up at the two WWE titles that are now hanging above the ring. He won the title at WrestleMania. In the last 7 months, he has found out that it's a mindset that makes you a champion. Cody's ready for Kevin Owens, but CM Punk comes out to interrupt him. Punk asks him, "Are you okay? Like, are you okay? As a friend, are you okay?" And says he knows what it's like to be a WWE champion for a long time. Says that around the 300-day mark, it starts to wear and tear on you. And you start becoming someone else. Punk knows Rhodes wants to be a Bruno Sammartino or a John Cena and do everything, but no one is Superman. Cody knows that Punk is his friend, right? Like, you're my friend, right? Says Cody. Punk says, of course he is, but what he sees this road that Cody is going down, and being champion turns into heavy as the head that wears the crown kind of thing. Cody says we need to cut through all this and let's just get to the point, in which Punk does. Talks about how Cody is going to be in his hometown tonight, but he won't sleep because he has an early media call. Either way, he'll be thinking about his match at the Royal Rumble, and for Rhodes, there's always something else to do. He'll see that all the people cheering his name and every kid wearing his merchandise, but there's always going to be in the best shape of their life. There's someone that is going to be in the best shape of their life coming for him at WrestleMania. Good news is, hey, one day someone is going to take that belt from him, and that's the good news. But Cody wants to know what the bad news is, and the bad news is that someone is going to stab you. Take the title from you. That's me, Punk says. But since he's his one true friend, he's going to stab Cody in the front, not in the back. Cody talks about how met you at OAW. You were the one everybody wanted to be. There was a 10-year period where Punk was gone and the fans were still chanting for him. But things have changed now. The dynamic in the relationship between Punk and Cody has changed, and that it's no longer Cody chasing Punk, but it is Punk chasing Cody. I loved every second of this promo. I know it was long-winded.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, well, I mean, it was a long promo, and it was really stretched out. I like how when you said the bad news is that someone's going to be me, what you said. I was like, that's not how Punk said it at all.
He didn't.
Although that would be hilarious.
It was more of that someone's going to be me.
But yeah, no, that's how Kurt would go for the comedy. And the crowd would be like, what the fuck? Cody would bust a laugh and we'd be like, it's all fucked up.
Just call me R-Truth.
Yeah, the promo was absolutely fantastic. The tension, you could feel the tension coming through the screen on this one. It's really rare to see it from both people in a promo. It's usually one that stands out above the other, but Cody kind of did this angry to somber to confident fucking transition throughout the whole thing. Just good shit. I mean, really, CM Punk versus Rhodes at WrestleMania would be a hell of a match. After Rumble, though, I just don't know how you get there anymore.
Yeah, you messaged me while we were watching the Rumble, and you were like, after Jey Uso won, you said, this changes everything for WrestleMania. Everything just got changed. And even with that promo, before the Rumble even happened, it was like, oh shit, things are changing now. Because you don't know where Cena's going to end up at Mania now. Is he going against Cody? Or is it Punk? What the hell's going on with Seth? I think Punk's going after Seth now. Roman's involved. Who knows where WrestleMania is, and I love every second of it. It is unpredictable. But yeah, that was Monday Night Raw. Any final thoughts from you?
Yeah, for a go home show, they did exactly what they needed to accomplish. They built drama for the matches. They got everything squared up. Um, the men's rumble after this show, I mean, and as we go, it's going to it looked like it was going to absolutely steal the show. And if it wasn't for Kevin Owens, that probably would have ended up being true. But nonetheless, hard to predict the winner of the rumble. It really was.
It
At that
was.
point, I mean, Jay wasn't even on my radar, but at that point, there was still like 7 guys you could really kind of pick to win the rumble, and Jay was not on that list, but he won nonetheless. But yeah, great show, great show.
Yeah, the final odds I saw will transition to NXT here, but the final odds I saw for the Rumble had like some betting sites, which is wild to bet on WWE, but had Jey Uso as a plus 2,000 underdog. So, $10 bet would have made you $200, which going in, I wouldn't have, I wouldn't have made that bet. I would have bet on Punk or Cena. That's where my bets would have been. But
I bet you there's some asshole out there that did bet for Jey Uso.
guaranteed, you got to hedge your bet. What he did was he put, who knows, 10 on Jay, and then he threw a little bit on Cena, and he threw a little bit on Punk just in case. It's guaranteed. NXT, we kick things off with a tag match. Julia and Bayley teaming together to take on the team of Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. Roxanne and Cora jump them to start things, but quickly are taken down to the floor. Match started out kind of hot. The finish comes where Julia drops Jade and Bayley hits a top rope elbow for the 1, 2, 3. Bayley picks up the win for her and Julia in this one.
Yeah, Bayley comes off as like the absolute biggest star to ever come out of NXT. Period. Whenever since she's
Kinda
come back
is.
and doing
Kinda
stuff,
is.
and it's well deserved. It's very well deserved. She
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
I mean, the Four Horsewomen. They revolutionized wrestling. I'm sure if Charlotte went back down there, Becky has gone back down. Charlotte has gone back down there too.
they
Uh,
all have.
and I'm sure if Mercedes decided to pull her head out of her ass and come back to where she belongs, she could head back down there too and fucking get a huge pop.
There
Um,
was I don't want to cut you off, but just to add to Bayley, there's something different about Bayley in NXT because Bayley was the last of the Four Horsewomen to get called up to the main roster. She was the last to win the world title, and she was a fan. Everybody loved Bayley. You know, the hugger gimmick. Bayley was Bayley. She was a fan of the business. She wasn't bred for this. She didn't do, and I think that the connection that NXT and Bayley have is greater than Charlotte, than Becky, than Sasha. Bayley in NXT was such a feel good story and a feel good moment when she finally won the NXT women's title. And then it was okay, well, now all of the Four Horsewomen are up there on the main roster and Bayley's still in NXT. And it just was like a feel good moment, feel good story with Bayley in NXT. Because I know you weren't watching during that time, but man, Bayley meant so much more to NXT than all the other women in the Four Horsewomen.
that's why she's the best. Um, NXT benefits huge from having the main roster talent come down. It bumps their numbers. It lets the kids rub shoulders with the pros. Yeah, good match overall. Like I said, the end was kind of it slowed down and kind of fizzled out a bit. Still a good match. Cora Jade continues to just be unimpressive.
Yeah, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse with that one. We kind of get on that every week at this point. Apparently, she's gonna do stuff with TNA and represent NXT over there. So we'll see what happens. Eddie Thorpe insists he is not done and he will make his mark in NXT.
Call me crazy, but he's
Crazy.
gonna win a title. He's gonna win a title.
Yeah, I agree. Whether that be the world or North American, but I think he will get one eventually. Grayson Waller effect with the hometown boy Austin Theory, who is very over in this moment, by the way, very popular.
It was
Uh,
weird. It was
yeah,
weird.
Grayson Waller cuts off the crowd, brings out Oba Femi as the guest, and praises Oba, only for Theory to say he doesn't see their potential. Who said that? Only for 3 to say he doesn't see. Oh yeah, doesn't see the potential. Femi brings up that he is the only one of them to be NXT champion. There he talks about how Femi is going to get to the main roster and then wind up on the Indies selling T-shirts. Oba asks where their titles are and offers them a title shot at Vengeance Day. Waller tries to accept, but Ava comes out to say she makes the matches around here. Trick Williams comes out, who gets absolutely planted. With a fall from grace from Oba when he gets in the ring. I didn't know what they were gonna like talk or nothing. Oba did not fuck around. He just was like, "You're down. You're done. Get out of my face."
Yeah, I feel like this whole thing in the end was really just to kind of wedge that divide between Austin and Grayson a little bit more
Do
than
it.
anything.
Do it. Pull the trigger. Break them up. I think both of them can shine without the other. Izzy Dame says there's nothing going on with her and the D'Angelo family. She helped Tony after the NXT title, or to keep the NXT North American title because neither of them like Shawn Spears. Ridge Holland gets in her face to yell at her, but Stax cuts in to cut her off.
Yeah, I don't buy anything from Izzy, but NXT has proven me wrong more than once and with their talent in the last year. So
That is true. Trick Williams versus Wes Lee. Trick is still a little banged up from the attack. The attack. Oba putting him down. Wesley has Tyreek and Tyson with him. Of course, seeing that Trick is injured here, Wes takes advantage of the situation. This match takes a different turn here. Trick just starts unloading in the corner on Wes. The referee gets thrown to the side. We get a DQ finish and a win for Wes. Post match, Trick grabs a chair and the ring is cleared out. And Ava yells, or sorry, yeah. Post match, Trick grabs a chair and the ring is cleared out in a hurry. Ava yells at Obafemi for overstepping his bounds before making Femi versus Austin Theory. This is kind of all together here. She does
well,
make
it
Austin.
happened all at the same time.
Yeah. That's where I was confused. I was reading the notes and I'm like, oh yeah, it did all happen all in like quick succession. Ava makes Austin Theory versus Obafemi versus Grayson Waller triple threat at Vengeance Day.
Yeah, honestly, I wanted this kind of emotion. You even said it. We both said it at the same time, like almost in unison. We wanted the same emotion from Kalani last week, but yet here we are. I'm not a Trick fan. I don't buy the hype. I still don't buy the hype, but you got to give flowers where they're due, and he is over as fuck.
Yes.
See what this whole more super aggressive side of him brings. Maybe I see something better in him. I don't know. I don't buy it, but hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Not a great match, but the whole point was to kind of do this flip on Trick here.
Yeah. Post a commercial break, Ava is running around and she just barges in the men's locker room and asks where Trick is, and all the guys are like, "Whoa, hey, what are you doing in here?" But she yells at Trick and makes him tag with Obafemi versus A-Town and Down Under next week on NXT.
Yeah, this just seems a little too much AEW-ish for me, but okay. Trick and Oba on the same team? Why not? Let's do it. They're only going to fight later, but
fair enough. The women's North American title is on the line. Fallon Henley defending against Shotzi. Obviously, Fallon's got Fatal Influence at her side. Shotzi has Gigi and Tatum with her, so we're evening things out there.
Chemical X.
Chemical X is what they're calling themselves. We get a brawl, of course, ringside between the ringside help that each the ladies has here. Pretty good match in my opinion. Call it like a reverse exploder thing. Drop Shotzi and then the hoedown, aka a famouser. Fallon hits to retain the title. Post match, Stephanie McCourt came out to have a stare down, and the title match with Fallon is made official for Vengeance Day.
Yeah, they're really taking Fallon Henley seriously here with giving her a finisher called the hoedown. But okay. This match was an absolute banner.
Yeah,
great fucking match. I've been a Shotzi fan for quite some time now. I've always felt that she's been a little underappreciated in the WWE and never really given a chance to shine. I hope that NXT is going to give her that chance to shine. She's always been part of the tag team division. She's always been Not Tox's attraction. Who was her main partner? Oh, chick who went to Ruby Riot, guys. Liv Morgan and Ruby Riot, or whatever her name was in WWE. No, she wasn't part. I'm so confused.
She wasn't a part of that. You're thinking of the Riot Squad. That was Liv Morgan, Ruby Riot, and
who was Shotzi always with? Was it Candice LeRae? No.
I thought it was some. And I'm for some reason who is the Valhalla, but I'm forgetting what her name. Sarah Logan.
Oh, Sarah Logan.
Yeah. Sarah Logan.
Fuck, I'm trying to remember who was Shotzi's partner.
It was Raquel.
Was it Raquel?
I just looked it up. It was Raquel.
Like down in NXT, it was Raquel, or on the main roster. I could have sworn it was like Tegan Knox or some shit. One of those girls.
She had Xia Li at 1.2. Yeah.
Anyways, my point is kind of proven here. Shotzi has never been really given a fair shot on the roster that has any.
Natalya too, and Ember Moon. Sorry.
Yeah, see, tag teams.
There's quite a few of them. Exactly. You're hitting your point though. My
point has been proven more than once. One, you can't really think of any. Nonetheless, I think she's fantastic.
And Tegan Knox.
Fantastic. Thank you. Tegan Knox, it was right? Tegan. I did.
It was.
See, that's what I was thinking of.
That was 2021.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking of. Nonetheless, my point has been more than proven. I think she deserves a legit shot at a singles run or whatever she's doing. Just get her. I think she's fantastic. Fantastic wrestler. Fallon Henley as a heel sucks, so get rid of that. That's horrible. And she will not be champion after Vengeance Day. Just not a chance.
No, Stephanie, of course, taking that. Kalani Jordan and Carmen Petrovich are arguing over Ashante. Not Kalani wanting Ashante, but just like Kalani kind of calling Carmen stupid.
Yeah, I guess you can go this route to give some edge to Kalani, but I mean, I would have preferred the snap in the ring route.
Would have worked so much better with her. Ava makes Julia versus Bailey versus Roxanne for the women's world title, NXT women's title at Vengeance Day. Perez is happy with this. Yep, sounds good. Cora, not so much.
I mean, Ava's out here like Oprah. You get a triple threat. You get a triple threat. Everyone gets a triple threat. I mean, I'm here for it. I love triple threats. I love fatal four ways too. I love chaos matches. I really do.
Yeah.
They're probably one of my favorite types of matches, especially like tornado tag matches. We need more of those because those are just pure chaos.
Yes.
Anyways, the rift forming between Perez and Cora, good shit. It does serve two purposes. Cora does got to prove herself on her own. If she sticks with Roxanne, I'm forever going to think she sucks.
Well,
maybe she can prove something on her own.
She's going to have to because Roxanne's
and
clearly going.
Perez is going to the main roster, so
Cora's not. So you're going to have to figure it out on your own. And I think one of the moments that happened didn't Roxanne like say, I wasn't even the one that got pinned? And Cora's like, hold on. And wait a minute, I'm right here. Up next, Ethan Page versus Cedric Alexander. Cedric starts fast trying to beat down Ethan Page. Man, Ethan Page is on a different level though of I guess you could just call it brutality. Really attacking the quote unquote broken hand of Cedric Alexander. And the finish comes where Ethan Page it was a twist of fate. But it looked like a cutter into I called it an over-exaggerated twist of fate because he added a little more motion to it. But he takes up the win with that. We had a post-match beatdown, but Javon Evans comes in to make the save.
Yeah, all that stuff you just said absolutely totally doesn't matter because the only thing that matters here is Ethan Page. Ethan Page, I don't know why I just got like a half Southern or half.
Oh, Ethan Page, he was down there the other day. He was working, and I told him, I said, boy, you're going to be something special when you get to them wrestling rings. I promise you.
You can't call people boy. Jesus Christ, your South is coming out in you. Ethan Page continues to absolutely shine.
I was locked in, dude.
Ethan Page continues to absolutely shine as an
I said
absolute,
fucking wrestling.
absolute maniacal beast. Jesus Christ. If anyone on the NXT roster was 140 and 5/7% ready to make an impact on the main roster, it's Ethan Page. Ethan Page.
That son bitch Ethan Page, he's a bad motherfucker. I saw him. Did you see what he did to Javon Evans the other week? He broke his jaw, bro. But blood was splattering everywhere all over that mat. And then he broke Cedric Alexander's hand, and then he damn near killed old Dante Cheen. I don't know what is going on there in
If
NXT,
I
but it's
ever
a
glad he
watch.
didn't say boy in any part of that, because that would have been really bad.
I was smart. I knew what I was doing. Let's see how long I can do this before you get pissed off. Fatal Influence, they're
No, just
ready.
stop.
They're
I'm
ready
done.
to take on. Let me try this.
I'm
Let me try
over it.
this. Fatal Influence is ready to take on Stephanie Vaquer. How Stephanie Vaquer? Vaquer? All right. Anyway, yeah. Fatal Influence. They're ready for Stephanie Vaquer. We get the usual. Here's what we got coming next week. Josh Briggs. He gives
Yoshiki Inamura.
Yoshiki Inamura his own vest so they can match.
What? What in the Timu Sons of Anarchy are we doing? Like, seriously.
Yeah, what did I say? I said this is not the Sons of Anarchy I ordered to watch on TV. It's just a completely different one. We get a rundown of what's coming for Vengeance Day. The main event, the women's tag team titles are on the line. Bianca Belair and Naomi defending against Metaphor. Man, I don't ever like breaking down all the matches. Sorry. If you want to watch them, watch them. We're just here to kind of report on what happened. But that's why I always say, is it good? Is it great? This match was really good. Really good. The finish comes where we get a very near fall that almost, I think it was a 3 count commentary, even, whatever. It was a very near fall. Very near fall.
We went back and looked
Yes.
at it a couple times, and I think Lash and Jakara should be champions right now.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't think we were the only ones that thought that.
Like, it was, I'm pretty sure the ref hit 3.
Yeah.
Or he stopped before he hit 3, but he shouldn't have stopped.
Yeah, it was closer than Jey Uso's kick out against Gunther in Saturday Night's main event. I mean, it's in the notes.
Like, if you were to put like like, you'd have to go to video review and see if the whole puck
VAR
crossed the red line. Like, that close.
A lot of VAR calls potentially in WWE this past week. Yeah, the fans booed this too, didn't they? Commentary was like, "Oh, that was a 3." I think was it Booker was freaking out. He was like, "No, that was 3." But yeah,
if Jesse Ventura was there, we wouldn't hear the end of it.
Oh yeah, and that was close. He could have got mad about that though. I would have been fine. Finish comes though after we get this very near fall that had everybody in a tizzy. Yes, I used the word tizzy. Bianca hits a quick KOD. They win the titles. I just want to say it felt like they rushed after the match here too. Like they were like rushing for some reason. Did it feel like that's you?
Was rushed. The ending was rushed. You could see the cues to get to the finish visibly. Great fucking match. But yeah, you could see the cues at the end. And even after they won, you could see the ref trying to like get Naomi back in the fucking ring, and she's handing both belts to Bianca and like, fucking celebrate already. Like,
I give Bianca credit. She started hitting the Dougie on that thing. I was like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. And then the credits were rolling.
Yeah, and then there it just cuts to a test pattern saying WWE transmission, and then Kurt's like, "Is this all broadcast on Netflix for you guys?" I'm like, "No, it says Vengeance Day now. This is something else."
Yeah, it was weird, and people are all speculating. I'm not even going to speculate because I got nothing for you. A part of me feels like when is Vengeance Day? What date is Vengeance Day?
It's like next weekend or the weekend after.
It's
like the 15th, I think.
If it's the 15th, No, it's February 4th. Wait, that's
What?
2004. No, that's 2004.
Is it this weekend? Is it the 8th or the 9th?
It's the 15th. It's the 15th. I don't know why it
Yeah,
showed me
that's what I
20.
thought.
It showed me 2024. It's like I don't care about that. So the 15th,
But the
actually
4th,
now
you didn't. Are
now
they?
that I
They're not selling
think
enough tickets, and they have to do a glorified
how
NXT show.
um the 15th is interesting. That is a day after Valentine's Day, and that is the day after Josh Alexander has said his contract ends with TNA.
Test pattern. Josh Alexander.
Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense with his character, but
Not at
what
all.
I've seen, it
Unless
doesn't
he
make any sense unless
does
he's
he come back as he just comes back. He's a producer, carries around like, and action.
yeah, no kidding. Yeah, go back to the match real quick though.
Why is that producer wearing headgear? It's fucking weird, man.
Yeah, but he's really good at it though. But when you take the headgear off, he just fucking sucks at his job. I want to go back to the match real quick because you were really high on Lash Legend in this one.
Oh yeah, Lash fucking absolutely looking like a superstar, like a main
Agreed.
roster, could win the women's title. Look that fucking good.
Yeah,
It's
and she showed up at the
wild with
Rumble.
wild how far she's come to. NXT's done absolute wonders. They're probably like 5 or 6 wrestlers at the start of last year that said these guys suck, and now it's just like holy fuck, these guys are good. So
Yeah, Lash, I can agree with that. Has grown on me, and she made an appearance in the Rumble. She looked good in the Rumble. We'll talk about that when we get to it. But yeah, overall though, that's NXT RK. Any final thoughts for NXT on this one?
big Vengeance Day setups, fucking lots of stories progressed, and Matt Hardy might be coming to NXT.
You think of the transmission? Yeah, I saw that one because the clicking sound it made was very similar to Matt Hardy version 1. I don't know. We'll see. We will
We
see.
get a Matt Hardy version 3.
I don't know what version of Matt Hardy we're on. He was on Chris Van Fleet and he went through all of his gimmicks. Matt Hardy with the Hardy Boys, Matt Hardy version 1, Big Money Matt when he went to TNA, all sorts of stuff.
He did that. He did like a big money Matt on AEW for a while too,
Yep.
didn't he?
Yep. When he
Yeah.
had his like group of people, I think Ethan Page was
Yeah.
a part of it.
Yeah.
All that goodness. We got 2 shows to finish. The SmackDown recap, the Go Home show right before the Royal Rumble, and the Royal Rumble. We'll be right back. Welcome back to episode number 39 of the Top Rope Renegades. This week in wrestling, it's the SmackDown Go Home show before the Royal Rumble. Total full disclosure, I did not get to tune in and watch SmackDown. I am not a liar. I will let people know I didn't watch it. So I'm going to read what happened. RK did watch it this morning, so he's got a better grasp on what happened. But I'm going to learn while I read and see what the hell happened. Michael Cole is on the call, though, and brings in Pat McAfee to get the hero's welcome, of course. Pat talks about the greatness of Indianapolis and how ready we are to host the Royal Rumble. Joe Tessitore is in the ring. I did know that Joe Tess did do this to give Kevin Owens his time to show his side of everything. Owens comes out for a chat, and he's looking very serious. He promises to win the title, but he doesn't like Tessitore treating him unfairly last week. He also doesn't like everyone saying they're going to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. CM Punk comes out to interrupt Kevin Owens. Kevin says, "Can I help you?" Punk says, "No, you can't help me." I will say I'm going to go back and watch this promo. Punk knows he must be annoying, but he heard his name invoked, so it was an invitation. Just so Kevin knows, when Punk wins the Royal Rumble, we could be seeing Owens versus Punk at WrestleMania. Owens says there are some guys in the Royal Rumble that he likes more than Punk, like 29 more or so. Oh, I love this. I got to go watch this promo. Fuck.
That was such a great promo, dude.
Fuck. Because I want Owens and Punk. Owens loves the idea of Punk not getting to the main event of WrestleMania. But Punk brings up Owens losing at the Royal Rumble over and over. Punk has also never lost to Logan Paul. Ooh. But he has also never manipulated his best friend to help him win the WWE title. Even if Punk never main events WrestleMania, he can beat Owens up right here, right now. Owens walks away.
Yeah, man. First off, Joe Tessitore continues to grow on me. Like he has latched onto the business in such a short period of time, and has absolutely killed it as a commentator. Um, Kevin and Punk. I mean, can you really go wrong running these two in a promo? Like, you got two of the best on the mic going at it. It's it's also well known that Kevin is actually like legit not a fan of CM Punk. He's
Likewise.
even said it's like he's like, look, we'll do our jobs. I ain't gonna stop and say hi to him though. I don't really care. But we'll do our jobs, and they did their jobs here. Yeah, Kevin and CM Punk program, you could go worse. You could go worse.
Yeah, it's funny. Remember when Punk showed up and he was on SmackDown and he was going through the list of opponents he faced? He said Kevin Owens, and everybody was like, hmm. And then they had the one backstage interaction where Punk was looking for Aldis's office, and he ran into Kevin, and he was like, "Hey, where's Nick? Do you know where Nick Aldis's office is?" Kevin goes, "Nope." That
Okay.
was it. And it right that simple little Kevin Owens, "Nope," made me go, main event of WrestleMania, do it. Like these
And
two,
they
yeah,
would kill it. They would kill it.
yes.
Just
Miz,
another feud that where the lines will be blurred between, work and shoot.
yeah, yeah, very Drew Punk esque per se. Miz asking about Andrade to Nick Aldis, and of course Andrade is right behind him. Andrade takes this as a challenge, so they will have a match later on in the show. Jimmy Uso says he's ready for a fight. We get Jimmy Uso versus Carmelo Hayes before the match. Carmelo Hayes mocks NBA star Tyrese Halliburton, who is there. Shout out to the Indiana Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton. By the way, Indiana Pacers, the best record in the NBA in 2025. They're on fire right now. Sorry, just had to throw
Wait
that.
till wait till LA starts to kill it with Doncic.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Uh, Hayes elbows Uso down, but a headbutt slows things down. Running clothesline cuts Jay off. A little bit back and forth. But Hayes stops to yell at Tyrese, allowing Uso to get in a shot of his own. We get a running Umaga hip attack. Miss. More back and forth. Hayes drops him and hits his own Superfly smash for a 2 count. And then we get some roll ups, and Uso puts him away with the roll up.
Yeah, just a little back and forth match here. But Carmelo continues to lose. I get it. He's young. He's running through the paces of being a young guy on the roster. I just hope that it's not a continuing thing forever, and that they find a spot for him to really shine. Because Carmelo, when he's running top of his game, heel mode, he kills it. Kills it.
Mhm. And then we get everybody's favorite little thing here that comes out every Royal Rumble season, the Rumble by the numbers. 30 entrants each. There have been a total of 1,370 entrants. There have been 36 winners. 2.6% of the entrants win. Interesting. 22 have won the world title at WrestleMania. 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 1 second that Bayley lasted last year, setting a record for the women. 3 hours, 5 minutes, and 32 seconds is what Bianca Belair has spent total in all the Royal Rumbles she's been in, setting the record for a woman. 3 back-to-back winners have had. Wait, what? There are 3 back-to-back winners until Cody was the most recent one to do it last year. 61% of the winners who have won the world title, won the world title at WrestleMania. So 61. So okay,
Wow, you're having a little troubles here. Three
61% of the
back-to-back
winners.
winners, three back-to-back winners at the Royal Rumble until Cody Rhodes did it for the 4th time last year. 61% of the winners of the Rumble have gone on to win the world title at WrestleMania.
Okay, got it. 5 seconds is the shortest amount of time a woman has been in the Rumble. That was Chelsea Green. 1 second is the shortest amount of time for a man. Do you know who that is?
It was a commentator, wasn't it? It was
No, no.
no, who was it then?
Santino Marella.
Oh, I do remember that now. Yeah. Yeah.
Santino Marella. That's not in the notes, people. I knew that off the top of my head. Yeah, he went down the ramp with his strut. Foop, foop. I think it was Kane that eliminated him.
It was. I just watched
2,500
that Rumble probably like a week ago.
2,561 days since John Cena has been in the Royal Rumble. It's been 5 years since Roman Reigns has been in the Royal Rumble as well. So, So Roman has 10 WrestleMania events. That is if he
He has
wins.
9. He will be
Yeah,
at 10
if
if he wins.
there will be 60,000 fans in attendance at least. The final number again, I think was you said
65, 831.
Yep. 11 of the Royal Rumble winners have won their first world title at WrestleMania. Yeah, there's some stats. I'll have more
It's actually
stats.
the craziest stat about that is 61% of the Royal Rumble winners go on to win the title.
Yeah, you would think it would be a little more, huh?
Yeah, I think it'd be a little bit less.
Less?
Yeah.
Eh, they're always riding a high if you win the Royal Rumble and you get a big push, depending on
I
who you
think
are,
it
I
would be
guess.
less, personally. You think the other way. That's fine. That's why
Yeah.
we're different. Well, I'm
Chelsea
right and you're
Green.
wrong.
Chelsea Green is with Piper Nevin, and she swears revenge on Michin before she wins the Rumble.
Mellow don't miss. How about try Chelsea don't miss? Because every damn time, on point and entertaining as fuck.
Can't argue
Seriously.
with that.
Every
good.
time she's on screen, it's fantastic.
She's good. She even had a good showing in the Rumble. We'll get to it. Women's United States title on the line. Chelsea Green versus Michin. Of course, Green defending. We got Piper Nevin. BFAB is there on the side of Michin as well. I'm just checking through the notes real quick because I wanted to say something. Yeah, we'll get to it in a bit. Apparently, Michin and BFAB are a legit tag team now.
Yeah, it was mentioned like last week on one of the shows.
Like they're like a legit. They're together now. So, but anyway,
That he
Michin,
doesn't. Don't run with that. They're not together. Just in case you just sound bites are bad. Sound bites are bad. You got to make sure you're speaking full sentences, Kurt.
They're a tag team.
We could be one of those dirt sheets that give bad information.
Yeah, you're right. Michin hits Eat Defeat, which sends Chelsea
Also,
outside.
Keith Lee would probably kill you if you said anything other than the fact.
Eat Defeat, Chelsea goes outside. A kendo stick shot to Michin, though, is enough for the DQ finish. Post-match, Michin takes the stick away and clears Chelsea off. Yeah, what happened to Chelsea Green and Piper Nevin teasing a little extra help?
Yeah, I don't know. They were talking to what looked like
Blair.
Blair Davenport last week, and I thought they were gonna maybe they couldn't get it together in time. Maybe there were some extra taxes added on top of the transfer window. Who knows? Anyways, a good continuation of this feud. Honestly, I could go for this for a bit longer, but I would imagine one more title match with the DQ and everything to kind of finish it off. Probably, maybe Elimination Chamber or something. Who knows?
I thought it was going to be the end of it there, but with the DQ, there's clearly going to have to be one more match between them.
I think maybe that'll lead into the extra help. I don't know.
Maybe. Bianca Belair and Naomi, they say they're friends no matter what happens in the Royal Rumble. Charlotte is rather rich and returning at the Royal Rumble.
The promo just showed that she has money.
She's rich. Damian Priest comes out. Priest wants his name to live forever. And that starts by winning the Royal Rumble tomorrow. Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga, though, they come out with the fans seeming very interested. Fatu, I got to see this promo too. I heard it was good. Fatu talks about how similar he is to Priest, but only Fatu was locked up in a box. Priest says that's it. The fight is on. Tama Tonga is dropped but gets back up, and the numbers advantage has Priest in trouble. LA Knight comes out to make the save with a chair and clears the heels out of there. Challenge is made for later tonight. Wade Barrett is on commentary. I thought, was there a 3-man booth here?
No, so you misread. This is why you got to watch the show, people. Anyways, nonetheless, Michael Cole and Pat McAfee just did the host position to start the show.
Oh, gotcha. Wade Barrett, make my loins tingle, Nick Aldis. Okay. All right.
Wade's so good, man. I love Wade. I feel all these little teases of things with Jacob are just, for a point where they give him a massive push to the top, kind of keep him relevant, have him all these little mini things going on. Braun Breaker, Braun Strowman, Damian Priest, LA Knight, whatever, right? Everybody's hyped. Everybody's always hyped anytime Jacob's on TV.
Yep.
Plain and simple. He's over as fuck. He's gonna be. You can do anything with him. It's gonna work. What do the French call it? He has a je ne sais quoi about him.
Je ne sais quoi. Okay. All right. don't know what that means. I speak
It, it,
American.
it literally means there's something about it.
Gotcha. The Motor City Machine Guns hope they're on the same page with Los Garza for tonight's 8-man tag team match that's about to happen. Seems to be okay, but Los Garza says they're coming for the Guns if the Guns win the titles. Fair enough. Pretty Deadly teaming with DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns and Los Garza. Um, Looks like a bit of a back and forth. There's a "This is awesome" chant. Um, Sabin tags himself in, and an argument ensues with Berto. Garza walk out on Motor City Machine Guns, making it 4 versus 2. Only for Sabin to grab a tornado DT for a breather. Ciampa accidentally kicks Prince in the face, and Sabin gets a roll up win for really just a roll up win for Motor City Machine Guns. Los Garza left, so
Yeah, I mean, this match really was just kind of chaos, which I like and everything, but the match didn't really matter here. The ending here is what mattered. It set up the Guns as more of a threat to DIY for their title match coming up at the Rumble. Great story that they got going on in the tag team division on SmackDown, though, right now. Lots of teams involved. They all kind of mean something. It's really a lot more than you usually get with the division. So, I mean, roll with it while you can. And they continue it at the Rumble. They continue to build the division at the Rumble with what happened. Like, it's good shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard. It's rare that the tag team division in WWE is interesting. It's rare.
Gonna need context here. I did not watch SmackDown. Here's how an
I
actor
don't.
trained
No,
for some stunts in a movie.
it's
Not
just
sure.
just a quick little. It's just a stunt
Okay.
showing how you do stunts. It's
Okay.
really nothing. It was really
Uh,
nothing.
Okay, really was nothing. Tama Tonga looks at the tag team titles. With Tonga gone, DIY turns to yell at Pretty Deadly, but still seems to want their help. Pretty Deadly says DIY is on their own tomorrow. Okay. Pat McAfee and Michael Cole bring out Tyrese Halliburton for a chat. McAfee shows Cody Rhodes and Cole crowd surfing on the kickoff show.
They did.
Yeah, they did do that. They did do that. We get a video previewing Cody versus Kevin. Naomi versus Liv Morgan. Bianca Belair and Raquel Rodriguez are also there. Seems like it was an okay match. We get a rear view, which connects, but Rodriguez breaks up the split-legged moonsault instead. But Naomi does get the roll-up win here. Post-match, the villains jump Naomi and Belair, with Liv Morgan being power bombed onto two of them. Yeah, okay. Looks like the tag team of Raquel and Liv are going back to their old moves where Raquel would power bomb Liv to get a finish. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it was a quick match. I mean, all I could really take from it is maybe they're trying to build Naomi for a bit of a singles run down the road. I don't know. I guess it all really depends on what goes with this Jade Cargill thing and the attack on her and stuff. I don't know. I don't know what they were trying to do here. It's really weird. Honestly, I'm just trying to deflect because the match wasn't that good.
Okay, weird finish. Okay. Yeah, and I know we're going to talk about the Rumble in a second, but Jade Cargill wasn't in the Rumble, which kind of threw me off a little bit. I thought she would have been in the Rumble, but
Well, the
still
dirt
don't
sheet
know.
still did that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Still don't know who attacked her. We get a video on Jacob Fatu destroying Braun Strowman from Saturday night's main event. The Miz versus Andrade. This match looks like it went about 10 minutes. We get a exchange of roll-ups for 2 for both of them. Andrade smashes him with the spinning back elbow move he does, which is so fucking clean. He picks up the win over the Miz.
Yeah, Andrade. Weird stuff for Andrade. I mean, I get it. It's basically another start per se, as in they start stuff for him and then they stop and it goes nowhere. I don't know if they're just not finding a. I thought the Carmelo stuff was good, but I mean, they did 7 matches, and I mean, really, what can you do beyond that?
Still
But
need that 7th legit match, by the way.
but yeah, I don't know. I hope they figure something out for Andrade. He's just too good of a talent to really not have rolling. I don't know. It's weird.
Santos Escobar offers Damon Priest a spot in Legado del Fantasma, but he's not interested. R-Truth pops in and tells Priest to pick a show, though he seems to think Adam Pearce is now Nick Aldis. LA Knight comes in to say he and Priest are partners tonight, but they can fight on Saturday if they have to.
Yeah, go back and watch this promo. R-Truth just being R-Truth.
We watched the video that WWE put out of superstars reacting to 2024's Royal Rumble, and there was a moment where watching Truth and Priest next to each other reacting to the match, it dawned on me. I was like, I'm kind of R-Truth, and RK, you're kind of Damian Priest in this situation, because I say some shit that just makes you like shake your head and go, okay, and keep it pushing.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. Tiffany Stratton runs into Zelina Vega, who wants to be women's champion. Stratton, not impressed. We get a video on John Cena in the Royal Rumble. Michael Cole and Pat McAfee are in the ring to bring out Tiffany Stratton. She brags about being championship material, and now everyone finally knows it. Stratton doesn't care who is coming for the title, but Candice LeRae comes out to interrupt. She wants revenge for Nia Jax and is entering the Royal Rumble. The arguing is on, but Nia shows up to take Tiffany Stratton down with the Annihilator, leaving her laying in the ring.
Yeah, I let Tiffany shine against others. Look, I like Nia. She's improved a ton and definitely has moments of, okay, you go get it, girl. You know, but these never-ending feuds in WWE, ugh. And yes, I know I can criticize the Fed too. It's allowed. But yeah, anyways.
Yeah, I feel like they were just. I didn't watch, but I feel like they probably just the Nia Tiffy thing happened, and everybody's in town. We got the Rumble tomorrow. Make it seem like if Nia wins, she's going after Tiffy. But yeah, all right, fair enough. Looks like okay. Main event. This is the main event. Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu versus Damian Priest and L.A. Knight. Didn't watch. You tell me I need to go watch, so I will. Looks like according to 411 Mania, they gave it a B. It was a main event style tag match, mainly because it was a main event tag match. Jacob Fatu, I assume, looked strong. What was the finish? Tama Tonga got caught with a South of Heaven for the win. I didn't watch. You watched. Go ahead, take it away, because I don't know. Oh, sorry. Post match, Jacob Fatu laid out Damian Priest.
Yeah, you need to put a little bit more effort into these show
I
reviews.
got a
Even if you
car.
don't
I
watch,
was busy with the car,
you
and you were busy in the
you can
mountains.
you can
Sounds
find out what
biased.
happened. I mean, I did all this work and gave it to you, and
I was
take time
sleeping
to read
today.
it over. Excuses. We got a job to do.
I
We
got
make
full.
lots of money from this.
I'm full. Boom.
Anyways, yeah, this match, it was what you would expect, honestly. LA Knight continues to I think LA Knight should be always in he should be in the main card picture all the time. I think he's that big of a star. Damian Priest is doing what Damian Priest does best, and Jacob Fatu just continues to be an absolute beast. In the end, I mean, Tama takes another pinfall here.
Meh.
Some may criticize that, but I mean, what are you going to do? Pin Jacob? Pin
Hell
Damian?
no.
Pin LA Knight?
Hell
You're the
no.
lowest man on the totem pole here, Tama. Sorry to say, but you ain't any one of those three guys. I just feel like all they're doing right now with Jacob is they're just keeping him busy enough to stay relevant until Solo comes back and whatever happens with that, if that happens, or they push Jacob on his own. However, though, this is all about Jacob.
Yeah, like I said, didn't watch it. I will watch. I definitely want to see those promos back, but I guess overall, what'd you think of the go home? I guess it was go home show right before the Royal Rumble.
Being a 3-hour show, it had its slow points, but I mean, they
Yeah.
did what they needed to do for a go home show. And yeah, if it wasn't for how good Raw was, this would have looked better, but Raw was just so on fire
Really
this
good.
week.
Yeah. Can attest, I did watch that.
Seriously, though, Jacob Fatu on TV needs to happen more often. Jacob Fatu is just that good.
Agreed. Jacob Fatu is that guy. He has got so much potential, and I'm looking forward to it. Let's push forward, though, to talk about the big deal, the Royal Rumble. If you're watching this show, I'm going to assume you tuned into the Royal Rumble. I tuned in. I was live in person. RK was watching at home. That sounds bad, but I didn't mean it to sound bad. I promise. The women's Royal Rumble. What we're gonna do? I'm gonna go through who all was entrants. I might seem like I rushed through some of them. I'm not going through every little thing that happened here, but we'll hit a couple of them. Io Sky and Liv Morgan kicked things off for the women in the women's Royal Rumble here, followed by a Roxanne Perez, who had a great showing in this, which we'll get to when we get to the end here. So number 4 being Lyra Valkyria, and then Chelsea Green enters, where everybody else that was in the ring, they jump her, man. They beat her down.
Well, sort of. I mean, Chelsea Green got in. She went in and she threw all 4 of them over the top rope, and she thought that she got them all out, and then she realized that she didn't. And we got the exact same spot in the men's rumble later, which I thought, well, that's kind of lame.
Yeah,
But nonetheless, this was cool because Chelsea's like, yeah, I did it. And then she's like, I did not fucking do it. Shit. Chelsea Green is usually the comic relief in Rumble matches past, and this year she did not disappoint at all in that role.
Mhm.
She does exactly what she needs to do in these matches, and it's always so much fun.
Numbers 6, 7, and 8. We got BFAB, Ivy Nile, Zoe Stark. Lash Legend comes in. She has a really good. She gets eliminated. There is a portion of this Lash Legend. She comes in, gets a good showing, and I do like this about the Rumble when someone comes in, they get a couple moments of hit a couple moves, unless you're a comedy relief act. In this chaos, Chelsea Green picks up an elimination, eliminating BFAB. Bianca Belair is number 10, followed by Shayna Baszler at 11. Um, Ivy Nile at this point catches Lyra Valkyria, who's still in by surprise, eliminating her. Ivy mentioned at the title, or at Lyra, saying, I'm coming for the IC title here. Bailey comes out at number 12. She was the winner of the previous Royal Rumble. Sonya Deville comes out at 13. Maxine Dupree is number 14. Maxine, she squared off with Ivy Nile. There's the beef there. And she gets the upper hand. She gets a little help from, I think it was Bianca and a couple others to help out keeping PFC out the way so Maxine could hit her move. She hits it, but she celebrated a little too long after hitting the reverse caterpillar elbow on Ivy Nile. She gets eliminated eventually by Deville, Baszler, and Zoe Stark.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to expect Maxine to win it all. It's not really going to happen. But I was happy for her. They gave her a moment. It was fun, and
Yeah,
everyone seemed to enjoy. Everyone enjoyed the shit out of it, and that's little moments like that make for a fun time.
The crowd, we popped hard when she took down the straps. We were behind her there in person. And then I saw today they got a little quick video with Maxine as she was walking back to the back, and they were like, "How you feeling?" She's like, I'm actually feeling really good. A little disappointed I didn't last very long, but hey, I eliminated Ivy and then just kept it moving. Naomi, she comes out at number 15. Naomi and Bianca team up. They eliminate Zoe Stark, Deville, and Baszler. So PFC gets up out of there. Jada Parker is number 16. Chelsea Green eliminates Lash Legend during this. Piper Niven is number 17. So Chelsea's got some backup. But Piper Niven goes to take out Io Sky, but misses and eliminates Chelsea Green.
I don't know if this came over live, but when Piper came out, she was taking a little bit too long to get the ring, and Chelsea hurry the fuck up.
No, I did not hear that in person.
It's just like, come on, get down here. It's just like she was gonna go out there and drag her to the ring. She's like, what are you doing? Because Piper started walking out, and she's like, come on, and then she starts jogging, and Chelsea's great. Chelsea's fantastic.
Number 18, the boat, Natalia, she comes out. Jordan Grace is number 19. She comes out, tosses Jada Parker over, eliminating her, lifts up Piper Niven, and hits a beautiful Death Valley driver.
Yeah, the crowd, on TV, I'm sure it was loud there, but the crowd lost their shit when she came out, and Grace was officially announced as a member of the WWE under their umbrella. It looked so good on TV. She looks like an absolute star.
Mm-hmm. Michin is number 20, and then number 21, the return of Alexa Bliss. She gets in the ring. We have a awesome face off with her and Bailey. That's a death taxes, and Bailey and Alexa Bliss have beef. So we had that. Bliss faces off though with Liv Morgan. Morgan tries to take her out, but Bliss fights her way back into the ring. God, it was good seeing Alexa Bliss back.
It's probably the biggest pop of the night. What do you say?
That and probably John Cena, just because John Cena. But that pop for Alexa was awesome.
You know what? Whatever. If it was the biggest, second biggest, 10th biggest, it doesn't matter. Miss Bliss is back.
Yes.
And in the process of being back, it makes every dirt sheet look exactly what they are, a glorified tabloid.
Zelina Vega comes out number 22. Kind of felt bad for Zelina. I'm like, shit, that sucks. You're coming out after Alexa. Whoops. Candice LeRae is number 23. Number 24, Stephanie Vaquer. She gets into the ring, immediately hits a springboard.
Pretty sure nobody says her name that way, but okay.
She hits a springboard crossbody on Bailey. A bunch of girls tried to work together to eliminate Bliss, but yeah, Stephanie Vaquer.
Yeah, nice little mini pop, bigger than Julia, from what I understand. I mean, even
Mhm.
on TV, it came across that way. You could hear the fans for Vaquer, and it was crickets for Julia. Which, you know what? Just wait. Just wait. Either go watch NXT for a bit and see what, Vaquer and Julia bring to the table,
Yeah.
or wait till they're on the main roster and see what they do to the roster. They are both fantastic. I will always lean towards Stephanie Vaquer a little bit quicker than I will towards Julia. Kurt's the opposite. That's why it works so well. The second, and Kurt can attest this, the first second we saw Vaquer, I was like, she's got something. The very first time I saw her, I'm like, she's got something, and it's proven that she does.
I think I said the same thing about Julia. But yeah, that's how we've been rolling. I mean, ever since we saw both of them. And it don't matter who we lean towards, we both can agree they're fucking special. So get ready for when they.
There's very few wrestlers that I see for the first time and I go, they got something.
Yeah, those two fit that. Trish Stratus follows Stephanie Vaquer. She is number 25. Yeah, Trish Stratus comes in and does her thing a little bit, but she gets sent flying across the ring after Piper Niven hits her with a shoulder tackle. But yeah, Trish Stratus number 25.
Like, the pop sounded good on TV. You really can't expect any less for Stratus. Absolute legend in the industry. She ends up with actually I didn't expect her to last as long as she did in that match. It was actually kind of cool to see, and there's just no way that woman continues to look like that good. It's ridiculous.
It's incredible. Liv Morgan has some help at 26. It's Raquel Rodriguez. There's been some eliminations. I'm not reading all the eliminations. Charlotte Flair, we knew she was coming back, and she is number 27. She definitely took her time walking down the ring, down the ramp to the ring. She also, I think, had a second where, watching from my perspective, she was like fucking struggling. She couldn't get the damn robe off. I'm like, yeah, come on. But she took her time.
I don't think they showed that part on TV. I think they were acting for me by that point.
She was like, it was funny. She got in there though.
Well, did you see at the start of the match? I don't know if you saw it on live, but Lyra Valkyria's
her top came down.
And
so
she was trying to fix it, and Bailey, I think it was Bailey.
No, it was Liv. Liv helped her out.
Well, no, but there was a spot where she was trying to get it on, and Liv kicked her, and the top flipped down. She was like, "Oh!" And then she rolled her into the corner to get it fixed. I'm like, "Liv, what are you doing?" She's trying to fix it in here. You going for a shot at that moment?
After she threw it to the corner, I was like, I think Liv realized in that moment her top was coming off. I was like, "All right, let's get you out of here."
She was like doing this, and Liv kicked her, and the top went.
I don't know if Liv knew what was going on until she saw the kick and.
But yeah, Liv clued it after and kind of threw her into the corner, so she could. Very close to having a very bad wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah. So yeah, Charlotte Flair 27. Julia.
They are on Netflix, so I mean.
Yeah. Julia, she came out at number 28. She actually ends up eliminating Jordynne Grace. So. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, do your thing. You already talked about it.
I don't. Nothing. Crickets. I hear. Crickets.
I can attest it was not crickets. But I did watch it back, and I was like, "Oh shit!" It sounded quiet. But then I watched my video that I took when she came out, and I was like, oh, it was louder than what it was on TV, but
Sure, you just didn't hear yourself.
it probably was just me screaming, Julia.
You're like, who the fuck are you? What? Who?
So at this moment,
Canon,
Julia,
I think Julia's fantastic. I'm just being a dick. It did come across on TV as no
I
pop.
know I watched it. It did. So at this moment, Julia was 28. So in my head, I started doing some math. I was like, okay, Nia's 29 or 30. She was announced. So one of them is a mystery spot.
You had to wait
Nia
till there
was,
was only 2 contestants left to do math.
yeah. Anyway, that's when I started kind of going, fuck. Nia was 29. And then it was a big question. Who's number 30? AJ Lee. Nope. Nikki Bella, though. Nikki Bella, number 30.
CM Punk said she was at home watching Larry
She was
before the
in
show.
fact. She was in fact. She was. But yeah, Nikki Bella.
Yeah, I mean, if the rumors are true, she's apparently coming back on at least a semi-permanent basis. I don't know. Nothing's
Mm.
been actually announced, but the
Yeah.
rumors say that she's coming back on a more permanent basis. Nice pop, of course. It's Nikki Bella. Glad to see that she's back at it.
Yeah.
We all know what happened last year with her, and glad to see that she's
Yeah.
doing well enough to be back
Didn't-
out there and doing stuff.
I think Cole said something on commentary too, about it. Kind of putting her over from the shit she had to deal with last year in her relationship.
100%. She's a trooper, and it's good to
We were
see
loud.
that she's back.
We were loud for her too. She got a good reaction
Um,
from us. I know that.
Yeah, no, it's cool to see her back. She's back. Do we get a Bella Twins reunion at some point?
Maybe. You never know. So just kind of, I'm not trying to run through all this, just because there's a lot. But the final four, or well, we got final three, because there was a moment of weird elimination things that happened, where it looked like Io Sky didn't even give a shit. It was funny. I watched it back. She just kind of like fell. Not eliminated a bunch of people at once. But the final three ended up being Roxanne Perez, Charlotte Flair, and Nia Jax. But at some point, Flair snuck up behind Jax to eliminate her. So the final two was Roxanne Perez and Charlotte Flair, but quickly changed, and Charlotte Flair ends up picking up the win by eliminating Roxanne Perez. Charlotte Flair, the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble 2025.
Yeah, I mean, as much as you can expect from a Rumble match, some nice surprises. I mean, yeah, there were surprises. A lot of NXT stars were on the roster. I think you have some numbers on that, but
Yep.
the big surprise been Alexa Bliss, because we were told vehemently
Yes.
that she was not. Maybe she'd never be in WWE again. But still, good shit. I'm so happy Alexa's back. I mean, Alexa, Miss Bliss,
Mm-hmm.
she's the homage, her jacket, Fiend
Homage,
for
yep.
Life.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. No, you see, Canadians say shit differently. It's homage.
Homage, sure.
Tomato.
You keep talking like that, I'm put a 25% tariff on your ass.
I'll put one right back on you.
Fuck. We're both screwed.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, nonetheless, the jacket was cool.
Yeah.
She came out with the doll, which was she's not done with the Wyatts. She's not.
Well, once again, we talk about these stupid dirt sheets, and you didn't have it in your news, and I meant to bring it up, but apparently she's going to be on Raw. So
the dirt sheets also said she wasn't never coming back.
Exactly. So I don't really care. We'll see what happens.
She has her doll. That
Lily
there'd
the
be
doll.
no point to carry that out and have a jacket that's Fiend for Life or Fiend Forever or whatever it was.
Which
there's no way that. Well, yeah, obviously
that was her first appearance since.
I don't see her not being involved with the Wyatts. I'm sorry.
I agree. I hear you. We'll see.
Stop reading the dirt sheets there, Kurt.
I can't.
Yeah, some fun moments, a couple of OMG moments. Roxanne just got a mega push from this match. She did break the record for longest lasting in a Rumble.
Yep.
They're definitely prepping her for her main roster debut. She's gonna. I feel like that's what the whole Bayley down in NXT thing is too, to kind of get her recognized. If Bayley's doing a program with her, She'll be more recognizable when she comes up
Yep.
on the main roster. Which I love to see from the main roster. Remember, you're in a business that you got to cultivate new talent. You can't just
Yep.
keep bringing in old people to win all your titles all the time. Charlotte winning is no surprise here. Of course, we knew that forever, and everybody wants the Tiffany Charlotte program, the Queen
Yep.
versus the Princess. We all want that.
Let's run through a couple stats real fast. Obviously, Charlotte Flair wins. The Iron Woman was Roxanne Perez. She did set a new record for time in the Rumble with 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 47 seconds. We had a new record for most eliminations in the Rumble. That was Nia Jax with 9. The shortest time in the Rumble was Maxine Dupree at 1 minute and 20 seconds. So,
She got a
yeah,
moment.
NXT representation was Roxanne Perez, Lash Legend, Jada Parker, Stephanie Vaquer, and Julia. The returns, as said, Jordan Grace debut as a WWE signed wrestler as well. Alexa Bliss, Trish Stratus, Charlotte Flair, Nikki Bella, and a couple in their first Rumble ever, which was Lash Legend, Jada Parker, Stephanie Vaquer, and Julia. You want a couple fun facts, RK? Charlotte Flair has become the first 2-time ever winner of the Women's Rumble. Nia Jax, 9 eliminations, breaks her tie with Rhea Ripley for most eliminations of all time. That's 29 for Nia, 20 for Rhea. Obviously, she wasn't in the Rumble. Io Sky and Liv Morgan also surpassed Bailey's record time of 1 hour and 3 minutes and 3 seconds from last year. So Sky was in there for 1 hour and 6 minutes. Morgan was in there for a legit 1 hour, 7 minutes. But as we said, Roxanne was in there for 47 seconds longer than Liv to set that record. Liv became the first wrestler in WWE history to have 2 hour plus long stints in a Royal Rumble match, 2023 and 2025. And then 5 NXT wrestlers is the highest for any Royal Rumble match since the 2021 Women's Royal Rumble match, which had 6. And the final little statistic, Liv Morgan and Natalya are the only 2 women to appear in every single Women's Royal Rumble match. Quick stats for you.
Liv Morgan and Natalya.
Yep, are the only 2 women to appear in every Women's Royal Rumble match.
I would expect Natalya. Liv, I didn't realize that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, Liv did that. All right, let's get through the matches before we get to the final Rumble match. 2 out of 3 falls match for the WWE Tag Team Championship. DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns. I had to take a bathroom break during this match. I used it as my bathroom break. I had to because I was.
How would you use a bathroom break during a match when there's 4 matches in a 4.5-hour PLE when they had like 30 minutes in between every match?
Well, I was too busy on my phone trying to find this picture that I have of me and Charlotte from 2017 and posting it, and then still, like, oh my
I
god.
had to watch promos and videos for half an hour before we got to this match.
You didn't fast forward?
I could have gone to the store. I could have bought a cup of coffee. I could have drank that cup of coffee. Could have had a nap.
I caught enough of the match. I was sitting when the first fall happened, but I didn't see it coming. Ciampa caught Shelly with a running knee, and he gets the first 3 count.
What was cool about that is you probably missed it, but Johnny Gargano was reaching out for the tag. Ciampa went in for the tag. Gargano pulled his hand back like he got tagged, but he never tagged, so he jumped in the ring. Shelly thought he was the legal opponent, super kicked him, but then he turned his back to go to Gargano, but Ciampa was still legal, hit him with the running knee, got the pin.
Okay,
It was
smooth.
mind games.
Smooth. The second fall happens when Motor City gets to hit the Skull and Bones to get a 3 count. Yep, that was the second count, and then Ciampa and Sabin. Wait, what is it? Yeah, for the 3 count. Yep, Sabin tied up Ciampa in his Tree of Woe. Hits a little running drop kick, not a knee. Sabin and Shelly go to hit the stereo kicks in the corner, but then Angelo Dawkins appears out of nowhere, attacking Shelly behind the referee's back. Ciampa gets the tag, and DIY hit Shelly with meat in the middle. Ciampa makes the cover, and we get a 3 count. From what I was locked in on this match, after I did lock in, even from what I saw, I don't know how you felt about it, but this wasn't what I thought we were going to get from a 2 out of 3 falls match with these 2 tag teams, to be honest. That's just how I felt. I thought it was an okay match.
Yeah, The more I think about it, originally off the hop, I'm like, this didn't live up to the hype. I mean, it was a
Mhm.
short match, 14 minutes. I mean, obviously the Rumbles are what matters in the
But
Royal
for a
Rumble.
2 out
But
of 3
here's the
falls.
here's the thing, though. If the crowd's dead, which they were during this match, it's going to affect the match.
Yeah,
The Indianapolis people needed to get up for these guys, and they didn't.
fair enough. We suck. We were only there
Um,
for the Rumbles and Cody Rhodes, apparently.
apparently, I don't know. I just don't think enough people know about Motor City Machine Guns to get hyped. It's kind of
Even
been
DIY, dude. Even DIY for that matter.
um I just feel like, yeah, this was just a filler match. They didn't really put a whole lot of thought into it. They did solidify the tag team division a lot more in this, and
Yes.
also at the same time, I don't know how Angelo Dawkins was able to appear with a broken leg. Absolutely
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. The shot of them to hold the titles over DIY was pretty cool.
yeah, they're doing fantastic with the tag division. I just feel like this
Smack.
match would have felt more hyped with if the crowd was more invested in it,
Yeah.
and if they got a bit more time to work. But I mean, it was
Mhm.
a long show. The Rumbles were obviously booked to go long this year. I think Men's Rumble went like almost an hour and a half, which is rare.
Mhm.
Um, I just think that they lost a bit of time on this match, which is whatever. I nothing against the opponent, the competitors, both fantastic teams. We both know
Yes.
that. Yeah, it just didn't come off as great as it could have. But a lot of drama built for the tag division. They have a very good tag division moving forward with this.
Yeah, the SmackDown tag division on fire. We just need Raw to get their shit
I
rolling
just
too.
the big thing here you got to take away from this. It's not so much that the Street Profits attacked Motor
Mhm.
City Machine Guns to make them lose. It was more they attacked Motor City Machine Guns because they feel that they need to defeat DIY for the titles.
Yeah, no, and that's good on them. And I like you pointed it out. How was Angelo Dawkins? I love the fact that the dirt sheets got buried on this one too. Uh, Good to have Street Profits back. I know there was like rumors of they're not happy. They're fine, and that SmackDown tag division is on fire. Raw needs to get their shit rolling, which I think they can. They got good tag teams, just got to get it rolling. Up next was the ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes defending against Kevin Owens. Listen, I'm not gonna read everything that happened in this match, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you're watching this and you didn't see the match, please go watch that match. The spots in this match, these two put their bodies on the line. There was some hard spots that made me jump out of my seat and clench my back up. The finish comes with a Alabama, and you know what? No, I don't want to get to the finish yet. Cody Rhodes did not do his homework apparently on Kevin Owens. He went for a superplex on Kevin Owens, and what's the fucking rule? You don't superplex Kevin Owens. That's why he got caught with a fisherman slam and destroyed his back on the fucking ladder. But the finish came with the Alabama slam. Kevin Owens got put through a ladder head first. I thought he died. And Cody retains the titles. And there's a lot in this match that happened. And just go fucking watch the match. It's one of the most. It's such a good match to me, and it's gonna last a long time because these two put on a show.
Yeah, I guess you can go out there and read some reviews, and they'll say that this match actually wasn't all that good. I don't know
Mm,
what
no.
fucking match those people are watching. Um, this was a 5-star banner. Period. KO, and people will disagree with me most likely, carried that match start to finish. Um, if you don't know Kevin Owens in ladder matches, they're kind of a thing for him. You go
Yep.
watch any Kevin Owens ladder match, and well, hell, just go watch the one that really matters: 2010 El Generico versus Kevin Owens um, ladder match. That ladder match is probably one of the best ladder matches ever done. Period. Those two literally try to kill each other in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Probably why El Generico had to retire to an orphanage in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Um, seriously though, watch that match. I gotta go watch it again. It's that good of a match. But KO is just he just kicks it into another level on these high profile matches. He always does. He has that extra gear. He puts his body on the line. He puts everything into the match. And nothing against Cody. It may sound like I'm bashing him saying that Kevin carried this match, but Cody did exactly what he needed to do in this match. He took the damage and then he showed just why he's the champion, coming back and finding a way to beat this monster in Kevin Owens per se. I love the fact that in a serious match like this, they even found time for humor. The little ladder spots, great stuff. Kevin Owens teasing us with a swanton from a 4-foot ladder, absolutely hilarious. No, not doing it.
Not doing too.
Just looking at the ladder, like going, "Why is this even here? What can anybody do with this?" And this chucking that thing around like it's 2K24, just amazing. The ladder spots, all of them looked absolutely devastating. The fisherman suplex or the brain buster, whatever you want to look at it as, just ridiculous through the ladder. The Alabama slam through the ladder, Kevin Owens, whether he actually got hurt or he just sells that fucking good, just folded over in half and stayed that position for like a good 10 minutes. Absolutely ridiculous. 5-star banner. If it wasn't for how good the men's rumble and really just the finish of the men's rumble was, this match was match of the night, if not already one of the top matches of the year. It probably will go on to be one of the top matches of the year. If you take away the rumble, which isn't really a match per se, it's a rumble.
Yeah.
This is definitely on the list of top matches of the year. Unfortunately, Kenny Omega's already won that title, but they're up there.
There's still time. Still time.
It's the most entertained I've been in a match since Drew and Punk in Hell in a Cell.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the intensity was there for both, for sure. Yeah, just as he said, go watch the match. It's so good. I've had the Rumble on replay. I think, where am I at right now? Insert number 5 is about to come out on the replay right now. But yeah, go watch Cody Kevin. It's a banger. Let's get into the men's Royal match, which was a banger. Some people hating it. I loved it. I enjoyed every second of it. I do want to ask, I didn't mention this in the women's Rumble RK. Did you like the ticker they were doing?
No.
No, you didn't like it?
No.
I'm looking at it now, and it's weird. But in attendance, it was actually really cool. Because obviously, you're watching the ring. But it was cool to see on the thing. But now, I look up, and it's, I guess, entrant 5, the countdown. What was weird about in the arena is there were moments where
I can track in my head of what's happening.
Okay? Yeah. There were moments in the arena, the stadium, when they would go to do the countdown clock and the screens would just go black for a second before the 10-second timer would come up. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? They fixed it early, but for the first few entrants in the women's rumble, it was messed up. But let's get into it. Rey Mysterio and Penta kick things off. Nice little handshake, show of respect. They have a sketchy moment over the rope. There's a lot of sketchy moments. But then we have one where Penta's feet touch the ground. From my angle, couldn't tell. So I don't know if he was out. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you have it on right now, but go watch that spot. They don't show a replay for it, so that just tells you right there and then that, yeah, both his feet hit. There are pictures on the internet circulating that you can see both his feet touching. Who gives a shit? Doesn't matter. The drama, the passing of the torch, Rey to Penta. The whatever. Get over it. Both his feet touched. It wasn't. Get over it.
Agreed. Chad Gable comes in at 3. Carmelo Hayes is number 4. Santos Escobar comes out at 5. We get Otis at 6. Braun Breaker comes in at number 7, and he gets the first elimination of the night, taking out Carmelo Hayes. And just Braun fashion with spears, and yeah, Braun Breaker.
Yeah, for the time that Braun was in this match, looked like an absolute beast. And it's crazy because every time I watch Braun now, he's got so much energy and over the top machismo in the ring. And then you watch that guy in an interview and he's like the most laid back. It's like you're like, you're not the same person. It's impossible.
I referenced
and he just rambles. He just
Yeah.
rambles.
I referenced that 2024 watch along WWE posted with superstars, and we were watching it together. And when Braun had his moments, he was just so like talking like this, and yeah, this is what happened. And what's crazy about it is, it's like that's not the same dude that runs full fucking speed, almost speeding in a school zone, spearing people. But all right, Akira
No, that dude in real life don't speed through no schools. He's doing 10 through fucking schools.
exactly. Akira Tozawa is announced as number 8, but Carmelo was pissed that he was eliminated, so he took out Akira Tozawa. Gorilla Triple H makes a judgment call and decides that ISHO Speed is going to be in the match. Speed charges the ring. He helps Braun Breaker eliminate Otis and celebrates with Braun. Speed does the Cristiano Ronaldo Sue. And then a backflip, and then gets fucking destroyed by Braun Breaker with a spear. I mean, I've seen different angles of this fucking spear. Oh my god, he killed him. He killed him. R.I.P.
Yeah. Well, first off, you see Tozawa's tweet after the Rumble?
Yeah, I did. Made me cry.
I hope I get one step closer to the Rumble next year.
It was his first Rumble, but he didn't even get in the ring.
just a trooper. I hope I get one step closer into the Rumble next year. Cool spot to get Speed into the match.
By the way, the WWE main account retweeted it.
Cool spot to get Speed into the match. Kind of different. I liked it. But then yeah, Breaker. I'm sure it looked brutal live. You watch all the replays, it looks worse every time. Just clueless. Braun's ramping up and he just last second turn, he just eats it. I swear to God, he killed the man. I was just like, how is he getting away without internal injuries right now?
Oh yeah.
Speed folded in, like he broke in half. It was ridiculous. I was just like, he just murdered that man on TV.
Yeah, it was something. And Speed tweeted out a picture of him with like a neck brace and on crutches, just saying, "That's enough WWE now for me" or something. That tweet has over probably now 20 million interactions.
Yeah, the kids love him, right?
Yes, the kids love Speed. Interesting. Yeah. Sheamus is number 9.
I mean, I'm not saying you guys got a problem in the States, but you guys might have a problem in the States.
He's known worldwide. Sheamus is number 9. Jimmy Uso, number 10. Andrade is number 11. Jacob Fatu.
Did it come off live the same way it came off TV, but when the Uso hit, everybody thought it was Jay? Or
No.
at least it seemed like people thought it was Jay?
Well, maybe, but for me, once it hit, you heard the Uso, but it was red. It was red, so you normally.
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like at first people were like, it looked like they're almost ready to yeet, but then they're like, oh wait, no, it's Jimmy. No yeet.
Yeah, so Jimmy was 10, Andrade was 11, and then Jacob Fatu comes out and just fucking super kick, Samoan drop, pop-up Samoan drop. Jacob eliminates Chad Gable, Rey Mysterio, and Andrade in just rapid succession.
I can't remember exactly, but he doubles Samoan dropped.
Oh yeah,
who was it?
I
want to say it was.
Was it Ray and Penta? No,
might have been Ray and Penta that he double Samoan dropped.
Yeah, it was clean. It was clean.
Yeah, good shit. I mean, it's type of match that a guy like Fatu is going to excel in. It's just pure carnage. Just
Ludwig Kaiser comes out at number 13. He took his time getting to the ring, but when he gets in, he's immediately eliminated by Penta.
I think he was eliminated in like 3 seconds.
Almost 6 seconds.
6 seconds?
Not the record. I don't think it's the record. I think what we say the record was 1 second earlier when we were reading SmackDown. Close. Yeah, nobody's gonna break that. How can you break a 1 second?
That's gonna be hard.
Half.
I don't even know how you get a 1 second. I'd have to go watch that again to see if it's actually 1 second. Like you literally have to get in the ring, pop up, and go out.
It was quick. Number 14 is The Miz. The Miz faces off with Jacob Fatu, which was just a poor life decision. went for a springboard crossbody, but gets caught into a Samoan drop. Was clean. Number
It's wild
15.
just watching him fucking from this position, just a little toss up onto the shoulders and a drop. It's insane every time.
Joe Hendry. Say his name and he appears as number 15. Yeah.
Yeah, huge pop here, of course.
Oh, yeah.
The internet, they don't seem to understand how things work. Everyone's like, why did he get eliminated in like 4 minutes? It's like he was just there for the pop. He's the TNA world champion. He ain't winning the
Mhm.
damn thing. He's just there for the pop. And honestly, he chose to go after Roman Reigns. So when Roman Reigns entered. So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, good luck.
Which you said it. Roman Reigns comes out at 16. And this was like a cool little section of, for me at least, I was like, oh shit, Joe Hendry. And then it was like, oh shit, Roman Reigns at 16. He comes in, he eliminates Sheamus, he eliminates Joe Hendry, and then we have this square off between Braun Breaker and Roman Reigns. And I was like, yep, need that. And they both go off the ropes, and Braun Breaker spears the fuck out of Roman Reigns. Go back and watch that and look at Paul Heyman's face in the background as well. Paul Heyman
Yeah.
was in shock. Braun went to go eliminate, throw Roman over, but Roman countered and threw him over. So we got Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Jacob Fatu, and Penta are the only ones left at that moment. Jacob Fatu actually eliminates Jimmy Uso. So the three right now are Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, and Penta. Yeah, yeah, Roman.
Yeah, we all want a solo match between Jacob and Roman.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. There's no other way around it. Jake, it's gonna happen too, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It has to.
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, this section of entries here, Drew McIntyre comes out at 17, and you're like, okay, well, Drew's hunting down Roman, and we have that stare down. And kind of a partnership between Drew and Jacob Fatu happens here. Finn Balor comes out at number 18. RK's Theory dead in the water right then and there. Sorry about that for you. Don't worry, I have horrible takes myself.
Don't
Anyway,
worry, I'm like 99.9% on all my predictions.
there you go. That point one, they got you. Shinsuke Nakamura is number 19. Jey Uso comes out at number 20. He eliminates Shinsuke. AJ Styles returns at number 21, and this was a big ass pop from me, and a lot of people in my section were hype as fuck about it. But yeah, AJ Styles returns to WWE.
Yeah, like I said earlier in
Finally.
the show, I mean, when he came out, the pop sounded good on TV. He got pyro. I think he got pyro.
Yep.
And yeah, back to his original theme song is like I said already said, the other one's bad luck.
Yeah, no shit.
I would 100% if you asked AJ why he's back to his old music, he'd just say I got injured on that other music, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Athletes are fucking superstitious like that, man.
So he was 21. Braun Strowman comes out at 22. We get a face off with Jacob Fatu, and Strowman actually eliminates Jacob. The crowd, we were pissed. We were pissed.
Good shit,
the crowd
though.
was
It's smart.
crowd.
It's smart. That feud's not done.
Nope. And the crowd were pissed. So Jacob's clearly a star, even though he's a heel. We're cheering him. Number 23, John Cena. I got the hat on for a reason. He comes out. He quickly eliminates Strowman and Finn Balor. Roman spears Drew, and then we have a stare down with Cena and Roman Reigns. Yeah.
Last time is now.
Yeah.
He entered. Surely he was winning at that point. He was winning, right?
When he entered at 23, I still didn't think he was winning because Punk wasn't out there yet. I thought Punk was going to win. And Punk does come out at 24. But before we get to Punk, when I watched it back on TV, and when John came out, you could see, like, in his face, he knew the moment, and he's like, "Yeah, this is the last time." What'd he say to Stu? He said, "Last Royal Rumble ever, Stu," and he ran. I'm like, Jesus, man, that's crazy. So yeah, I'm not gonna do this to every event, but the Royal Rumble's a big deal for me, and I saw it in person, so it had me on like the damn. when we get to December, I might cry on this podcast. We'll see.
I will laugh at you.
You're allowed to. It's fine. So yeah, Cena was 23. CM Punk comes out at 24. We get just the stare down between
What
these
did Billy
three.
Bean say once? It's hard not to get emotional over wrestling.
Yeah.
Or was that baseball?
There's no crying in baseball, which was the Tom Hanks movie.
That's Tom Hanks in League of Their Own.
League of Their Own. There's no crying.
Billy Bean was the general manager of the Oakland Athletics. Brad Pitt paid him in a movie.
Oh, Moneyball.
The whole thing. It's like, yeah,
Moneyball.
It's hard to not get emotional over baseball.
It's hard not to get emotional about wrestling, especially when John Cena, someone I've grown up watching, and also just fitting. I meant to say this earlier with Natalya. Natalya came out at what number was Natalya? 18, I think. Yeah, Natalya came out at 18, which is her 18th year in the business, and John Cena came out at 23, and it's his 23rd year in the business. So they did a little bit there. But yeah, so CM Punk was number. Well, yeah, a little maybe. Punk comes out at 24, so we get a Punk Cena Reigns stare off, which is the crowd's hot for this, and then it keeps going. Seth Rollins comes out and just completely ignores John Cena and Reigns. Just goes right after CM Punk. Then the brawls all start. Dominic Mysterio comes out at 26. Sami Zayn is number 27. 28 was Damian Priest. And at this point, I knew we weren't getting anything crazy. Nothing crazy was going to happen. LA Knight comes out at 29. The pop, he had a hell of a pop. It's LA Knight, man. He comes out, does his thing. This is a moment where Sami Zayn inadvertently gets eliminated by Jey Uso. A kick that was meant for, we talked about this with the Karma, the Sami super haluva kicking people. This time he got caught with an accidental kick that was meant for somebody else. But yeah, LA Knight, 29.
Look, if you don't think LA Knight is top tier, look at the end of this match when they're all standing in the rain, and the one that looks the most out of place was Jey Uso.
Yeah.
As in top tier talent. You had Roman, you had Cena, you had Punk, you had Roman. I already said Roman. You had Seth, you had Logan Paul, you had Jey Uso, you had LA Knight. And you're looking at them all in the ring, you're like going, right now, Jey seems like the odd man out. Everybody else looks like they belong there. Not a shot at Jey. It's just the absolute magnetism of all those other guys in there. And then Jey, Jey's over as fuck, but it just seemed like he didn't fit, which should have maybe been a little bit of foreshadowing, I guess.
Yeah, Logan Paul was number 30, as you said. And then we get all the eliminations that happened. We talked about it. We're not going to dive back into it. Damian Priest eliminated Drew. Punk and Styles beat up on Paul. There's a moment where Logan gets pushed.
Styles was still in the ring too. Absolutely fucking just stacked. And LA Knight fit. So LA Knight's top tier.
AJ Styles eliminates LA Knight. There's still that beef there between the two, by the way. You could see, the throwback to when they were beefing earlier, 2025. Actually,
earlier this year. Okay,
2024. Sorry. And then Logan Paul gets knocked off. He jumps on the announce table, does like a Kofi Kingston-esque spot where he gets his way back. He eliminates AJ Styles. We're down to Cena, Punk, Rollins, Reigns, Jey Uso, and Logan Paul.
You watched the match.
Yeah, why am I reading? I don't need to fucking read. I was literally just there. So that's your group right there. And then Rollins, Reigns, and Punk just all eliminate each other. Like there's just chaos. All chaos breaks loose on the ringside.
Well, Logan took advantage of the situation.
Yeah. And he eliminated.
Logan went, oh.
Yeah. So then, he eliminated Punk by virtue. Reigns and Rollins got anyway. And this is the funny part. There's a big brawl that breaks out ringside between Seth, Roman, Punk, and
it's been a hot second since we've gotten a big old middle finger since Stone Cold.
Seth Rollins, big old middle finger to Paul Heyman. And the three guys left in the ring are just like laying down. Like it was fun. They're just because on the video board in the stadium they're showing the brawl, and I'm like, well, what the fuck's going on? And then you just look in the ring, and all three of the guys are just in their individual corners, like, all right. We have a wild stomp that is a 2-footed stomp on Roman, just fucking killing. I was like, Roman's dead. R.I.P. Roman. That stomp was ridiculous. As I said, Seth gives a nice middle finger to Paul Heyman, and then he curb stomps Roman Reigns on some steel steps. So Roman's out of action for how long now?
Well, I mean, he was probably scheduled to show back up like April 2nd, a couple weeks before the Rumble or WrestleMania. No, he'll probably be back for Elimination Chamber. Honestly, the Elimination Chamber this year is going to be stacked. You got to think about it. In Elimination Chamber, you're going to have John Cena, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Logan
Only
Paul.
6.
You got
There's
all
only
these.
6.
I know, but you got all these stars to choose from. The Elimination Chamber, whoever you put in there is going to be stacked. Obviously, CM Punk's going to be in it, and Cena is definitely going to be in it. I feel like Roman should be in it, and Seth should be in it.
Yeah.
I think those four, unless they can figure out something for Roman outside of the titles, then maybe he's not in there.
Maybe.
But
all right.
I don't know, man. And also, CM Punk said something to Paul Heyman. I'm sure we'll find out what that is sooner or later.
Tune into Monday Night Raw. It's going to be a big deal because Logan Paul, he gets eliminated by John Cena with a clothesline, and then the final two, John Cena and Jey Uso. Remember how you hinted when Cena came out, like it's the last time now he's probably going to win. The whole time I was like,
right?
I was like, Punk's gonna win. Cena, it's a long road. He's gonna go to the chamber. Maybe that's how he gets blah blah blah. Well, then when Punk got eliminated by Logan Paul, and then all that chaos happened, and the final two is Jey Uso and Cena, I'm like, oh fuck, maybe Cena is winning this thing. And they both go over the ropes.
Well, I would understand how you think that because John Cena never puts anybody over.
Right. Ludwig Kaiser's about to get eliminated really fast. So they're on the apron and battling back and forth. Jay hits a super kick and Cena does the classic hold on with one hand. Oh, he goes to hit an AA on the apron on Jay to eliminate him, and Jay slips out and pushes John Cena off, giving us the meme John Cena's shocked face. Jey Uso wins the Men's Royal Rumble, eliminating John Cena. This match went an hour and 20 minutes. Oh, wow. From a fan perspective in attendance, what a fucking match. What an experience. 10 out of 10.
Here's what I can understand because I texted you.
Yep.
And as soon as it happened, I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Yep.
Seriously, what just happened? Actually, I said that when like Seth, Roman, Punk were all eliminated at once. I said, what the fuck just happened? And then when John Cena lost and Jay won, I said, what the, like, seriously, what just, the whole landscape of WrestleMania just changed in those 2 seconds.
The only response you got from me was, oh, WTF.
The whole landscape literally changed. Everything we thought was going to happen is now different. It's insane. Absolutely insane. And anybody who sits out there and says, this Rumble was horrible, why'd Jay win? Seriously, that's what you're going to focus on? This Rumble was stacked to begin with. It was so stacked that Kofi didn't fucking participate in a Rumble. When does that guy not participate in a Royal Rumble?
Yep.
It's wild. And the ending here, once, like you said, you got all hyped once John Cena started ending. AJ Styles, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Dominic
that
Mysterio,
stretch right there.
LA Knight, Logan Paul. It's just like, what's going on right now? And then all the shit went down. And it's just like, what is going on right now? Going into it, I said it multiple shows, weeks in a row now, absolutely stacking this Royal Rumble. They did not disappoint. The stories that were told were phenomenal. Botch or not, Drew pissed off or not, that can be flipped into such a great story. Drew knows how he does it. Drew feeds off of shit like that. They're gonna find a way to make that a beautiful story with Damian Priest, mixing LA Knight in there somehow, whatever. You got LA Knight and Logan Paul still going at it. You got Logan Paul, AJ Styles still going at it. Or LA Knight and AJ Styles, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Seth, Punk, Roman, Fatu. All these different stories that just got built in a matter of 30 minutes is insane. And how often can you go into Royal Rumble and claim that you know what's going to happen and you don't know? I guarantee there's not a soul on this fucking planet that had Jey Uso on their 2025 bingo card to win the Royal fucking Rumble. Not even on the radar. Not even a thought. Not once crossed my mind that Jey Uso was the guy
It
to win it.
was Punk, Cena, Roman, Seth, Drew. That was the 5 names.
I
It
would have
was
shortlisted that to more Cena, Punk, and
Cena,
Roman.
Punk. Yeah, Cena, Punk, Roman. Fair. Nobody had Jay. And it was a shock, and I love it. I love this shock.
How often do we get that? How often do we get that?
You don't. Normally they're pretty predictable with Rumbles.
They are.
Pretty
Like Charlotte
predictable.
Flair winning. As
Predictable.
soon as they announced she was in it, yeah, she's winning.
Last year's men's Rumble, it was predictable in the sense that it was either Cody or Punk.
It was Punk until you saw it. We both saw it. We watched it live. Where it's like, oh, he's hurt.
Yeah.
He's
We
hurt.
still-
Cody's winning.
We still haven't got to answer if there was a swerve there. We may never know.
100% there was a swerve. There had to be a swerve because Cody went to it. Cody went into business for himself afterwards,
quote,
which kind of says to me, it's like, fuck, what did I do? I wasn't supposed to win. Roman.
Yeah. Maybe.
That's how I look at it.
Punk said on Pat McAfee show he's writing a book. Like a auto like
Oh,
like
that
a
book will
biography.
be I'll read that book.
Yeah.
That will be
That's-
like if I
Can
can
I
take you my
get-
bookshelf right now, that will go right next to my Mick Foley book because Mick Foley's book is one of the best books in wrestling.
I will buy the hardcover, and I want to get the audio version so I can be at work and just listen to CM Punk just run through what the fuck he's dealt with. But yeah. Here's anything else to add with that? Because I got the stats I'm going to read out from it. But yeah,
Great show. Great show. Overall, great show. Other than the tag match, great show. And the tag match, I felt was good. It was only bad because I felt the crowd didn't give a shit.
We were not loud for that, but at the same time, call it a excuse.
I mean, Kurt goes to the bathroom during tag matches, apparently. So.
Call it an excuse. We were a little hungover from the women's rumble. Anyway, here's some stats.
Bro, the women's rumble wasn't that good though. It was good, but it wasn't that good.
Winner, obviously, Jey Uso. The Iron Man from this Rumble was Penta, 42 minutes and 5 seconds. Most eliminations was a 3-way tie between Braun Breaker, Jacob Fatu, and Roman Reigns with 4. We had the returns of AJ Styles and Logan Paul. Ludwig Kaiser was the shortest time at 6 seconds. We had a debut, though. Joe Hendry made his debut. And it was the first Royal Rumble for Penta, IShowSpeed, Jacob Fatu, Joe Hendry, and LA Knight. That was LA Knight's first Rumble.
They did say that on the shows.
Kind of crazy. All right, fun facts. IShowSpeed became the first celebrity Royal Rumble entrant since Johnny Knoxville and Bad Bunny in 2022. It's the
I was going to
fourth
say,
ever.
I thought you were going to go way back. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this just happened. But
yeah, there's actually been only 4. Speed, Bad Bunny, Johnny Knoxville, and Drew Carey.
Drew Carey is just fucking hilarious. Oh, this is so funny.
Yeah, it just eliminates.
That was like WrestleMania. That was WrestleMania
2000.
WrestleMania 2000. That's right. I think it was
That's
like
my
a
favorite.
2-0.
That might be my favorite Rumble. I just loved it. It was so entertaining from start to
97.
finish.
97.
That's a good one too. Braun Breaker shares the most eliminations crown for the second straight year. He was tied with Cody Rhodes in 2024. Rey Mysterio now has the second longest time in Royal Rumble matches ever. He passed Randy Orton, just less than 20 minutes short from the record holder, which is Chris Jericho. I don't have the total time spent, but Chris Jericho holds the record for most time spent in Royal Rumbles.
He's old as fuck, so he's been in a lot of them.
Braun Strowman's 2 eliminations he had passed Stone Cold Steve Austin for 4th most eliminations of all time. Braun's at 37.
You know who has the most?
I don't.
Pretty sure it's Kane.
Yes, I think that's right. Yeah, I think it's Kane. Braun is at 37. Stone Cold was at 36. The Miz ties Kofi Kingston for second most appearances of all time, which is 16. And Rey Mysterio has tied Dolph Ziggler for the 4th most appearances of all time, which is 15.
It's kind of wild that Dolph's been in that many, eh?
15. Which he was in there as a part of the Spirit Squad, too. So don't forget about that. And I think his name was not.
That was literally just after I stopped wrestling when that shit.
And I don't think his name was even Dolph then. I think it was Nikki. I think he was going by Nikki in Spirit Squad. I could be wrong. But yeah, that's it, man. That's the Royal Rumble.
Sounds about right.
What a awesome experience. Personally being there. Nothing like a freaking live event PLE. I promise you. Buy the ticket. Just buy the ticket, man. That's all I got to say.
What did I tell you? And when it comes down to it, you're like, well, I don't want to be up in like the nosebleeds, and you weren't. But I think even if you were, it's the atmosphere.
Yeah, it is
the atmosphere.
You'll learn that.
It's different. It's different.
All that wrestling we just covered, RK. We're 3 hours and 5 minutes in. Let's do show. What is your show of the week?
Raw.
Okay.
Raw just stands out.
I'm saying the Royal Rumble. I was there. I have to say the Royal Rumble. It stands out.
Well, you have to, but Raw stood out. Raw. I watched Raw. We watched Raw, and it was just like,
it was really good. Really good.
There's moments where you're just like, oh my god, can we get past this part? But there wasn't.
Nope.
Rumble would have been if it wasn't for that tag match, and I again blame that on the crowd. I blame that one on the crowd.
I'm going Rumble. I was in the crowd. Not for that match. I clearly went to the bathroom. Who's your wrestler of the week?
Kevin Owens. The man is an absolute animal. Just lays it out on the line. He's there to entertain. Are you not entertained? That man is Maximus Decimus Meridius, father of a murdered son, husband of a murdered woman, and I will have my revenge in this life or the next. That's KO.
I can't follow that. I was gonna say Roxanne Perez because I thought she had a good week on NXT and then in the Rumble, but like my vote doesn't count here because of whatever the fuck that just was. I mean, good job. I can't follow that. Fuck it. Charlotte Flair, the queen's back, bitches. I don't know what to tell you. The greatest of all time, the GOAT. Trish Stratus can't hold her fucking boots.
That's not true. But anyways, nonetheless, great movie, Gladiator. That is, as you can tell, that is probably one of my favorite movie quotes of all time. The fact that I memorized it 20 years after it's come out. Nonetheless, yes, Kevin Owens absolutely killed it this week.
Kevin, I agree. It's Kevin Owens. The dude fucking killed it in that match. And I have to watch the SmackDown promo, but if it was anything as good as the fucking promos that were cut, he's good. It's Kevin Owens is the real answer. But I'll be different and say Roxanne Perez. I thought Roxanne Perez really showed out. Had a good showing in the Women's Rumble. Did good on NXT. Close second, though, Charlotte Flair. The queen's back, bitches. The GOAT. No, I'm kidding. Neither of them are my real choice.
I didn't watch Charlotte. I've seen like all of like 5 Charlotte Flair matches in my life. So
those are none of my actual answers. My real answer is John Cena. Just John Cena, man.
Okay.
Final run.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
John Cena. Sentimental vote there. With that being said, that's a wrap for episode number 39. We will be back at it here coming soon with more episodes and a lot to unpack on Monday Night Raw. Can't wait to watch that. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Kurt. That is RK. We are the Top Rope Renegades, and we will catch you next time.